Accidents happen, guys.
Yeah, we really sell the accident that happened real quick.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, and I mean, to be quite honest, you picked a good one. Because fuck this movie anyway. This movie deserves the quality of podcast that we just provided. That's an anger bowl. God damn it. Sometimes Audacity likes to take your nice thing and shove it in your ass.
You know how...
And your audacity.
And just really look here now. Make sure.
Yeah, with your eyes.
All right. Oh, God. You know how when you do something, I don't know, 70, almost 80 times in a row?
Yep.
You change no settings
Yeah,
ever?
you press no buttons.
You never change a setting in your life.
And then you wake up one day and the world's different.
The world's a different place. So...
Just riots in the streets, and there's no bass in our voice, and it peaks constantly.
And you know what? We're being recorded from across the room on a completely different microphone.
Yeah. One that you would never ordinarily use for this. Ever.
One that, let's just say, I didn't realize there was a microphone in that device. So, what the fuck is going on here? What are we even doing?
Holy fuck.
What has this been about this entire time?
Hot dog podcasting.
Hot dog podcasting. Hi, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club.
Fuck.
The podcast where sometimes, look, we record
on a potato.
And like we look and we see levels.
Yeah. And there are some.
And we're just like, oh yeah, levels.
Sick. They exist.
Like fucking cave people.
Yep. I like watching a little bar move up and down. I use fidget spinners when I walk.
Now, what we've done here is a great big whoopsie. And
45-minute long whoopsie.
We've discussed it.
Yeah.
We've discussed it here. And
really mulled our options on this.
And it was either nothing
at all.
We just go home.
We forget that we watched Killer Sofa and make everybody else do the same.
Or we come back. And maybe crack one out. Or you guys get this gold.
Yeah.
That, by the way, would be 1,000 times better being spoken into the correct microphone, because let me tell you, I hit some baritone levels that I wouldn't be able to see. I can't do it. I did like an honest to God spot on Tazon day, and it was angelic. There's no getting around it. And now the world will never know.
I did this whole preface about how I was going to have coughing fits this episode, and then I didn't for that whole time.
It was all
fine.
me. I did the coughs.
And now I can feel it in there. And I'm angry about it.
Welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club. Sometimes we woke up, and other times we don't. Grindhouse. All right.
But the thing is, like, yeah, if this were a horror movie that was actually good, I would be phenomenally more upset about that.
All right, so what we're going to do,
the quality of this podcast is roughly on par with the quality of the film, okay?
What we're going to do is we're going to quickly summarize.
Yeah, we're going to scream through the beginning of Killer Sofa.
In case you want to skip over the bad quality.
Oh, sick.
So, here's what you missed.
Time code be, you know?
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not going to be that, though. And we're recording, right? Okay,
yeah, no, good. It is. It's certainly recording.
This podcast, the middle's going to be the beginning, and the beginning's going to be the middle.
Weirdness is.
Okay. So this movie starts, it's a New Zealand film, by the way. So imagine everybody saying mite at the end and throwing things on the New Zealand Barbie.
But like half of them don't even have a very thick New Zealand accent.
No, I feel like...
You can tell where the immigrants are. And the interesting thing is they're still white.
Yikes. This movie opens on a ritual in a garage. Dude's getting his legs cut off. It's a real bad time for him.
It's I mean,
bad time.
He's loving it, probably. Given the context that we learn later, but
yeah. And then so we cut right to a garage door opening. 3 people smelling the stink of death.
Not a cop in sight, despite it being a crime scene.
Yeah.
The cops are busy interrogating somebody outside of an interrogation room.
And there's only so much yellow tape to go around New Zealand. They have to take it down and move it around from crime scene to crime scene, given its severity, I guess. So they walk in and they're like, yo, we're professional movers. Let's move this fucking sofa.
Let's get this shit moved. We're professional 17-year-old movers who brought a station wagon.
Now jam your hand in the machinery of that recliner. Let's get this going. And so injuries, blood.
Yeah. Blood on the thing you're delivering to somebody for free.
And to the wrong person. We deliver it to, well, I guess there's a police interrogation scene here.
There is.
It's bad.
It is. The acting is bad.
The cops are bad.
Yep.
Gravy, grapes, bad people.
Grape and gravy. Later on in my notes, I call them gape and gavy for some reason.
I like that. So they found a foot. It's this guy. He's a stalker of Francesca.
Mm-hmm.
La-di-da.
Francesca's the main character. She's a fucking airhead and dumb.
Dumb. That's important to know.
Stupid and dumb.
So we cut to I don't know, just like they get the recliners being delivered to Maxie's grandfather for some inexplicable reason. We can't figure it out. There's no reason for this to happen.
Why
ever.
He doesn't even know her friend's fucking name? Why is he the proxy delivery guy when you can't get a hold of Francesca? What the fuck is she doing that's so important also? Dancing?
Exactly.
Dancing the one time she does in the movie? Good.
So, not the right thing. Grandpa has a vision seizure. He sees some stuff.
That is what happens.
Yep. Next page. Keep it going.
And immediately, because he's Jewish, goes Dybbuk. Okay.
Yep. That's correct. So the thing gets delivered to Maxie's place or to Francesca's place, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out that her boyfriend's gay.
Her boyfriend's gay. Won't touch her despite the fact that she's tossing puss left and right.
Yep. And so, of course, he helps her move the recliner with no reward.
None.
And
what reward would he even want from her?
I don't know. He dodges the reward left and right.
Yeah.
He wants nothing to do with that.
He almost literally does. She goes in for kisses and shit. He's like, nope, those are women's lips. I don't want either set.
Those aren't the lips of a butthole. The lips of a butthole.
They're called cheeks. Okay. It's a very deep kiss.
You mean you don't wipe in between your butt lips? It sounds like I'm getting them a lot cleaner than you are.
Oh my god.
So
don't call them that.
So then we go to a scene where it's like a debriefing. Grandpa's like, "Hey, it's Dybbuk, and I'm not gonna update my website. I don't like change, Maxie." And this is where we are.
So if you want the actual jokes, listen to the shitty audio at the beginning.
I'm gonna try my best to make it less shitty.
It'll be not as good as this, but it'll be a little bit better than what we were listening to when we began panicking.
And hey, look, subscribe to the Patreon. Why not?
You get the unedited podcast, which means that you get to hear the sound of stunned silence upon realizing that hell exists.
I'm definitely going to include that one in the Patreon.
Holy fuck. The look you gave me is like you were watching me kill cats in front of you. I was like, oh shit. No, I didn't mean it.
Oh, hey, sign up to the Patreon.
The timing.
There's also a Discord too.
Your animals have the best and worst timing.
They do, and
historically.
I was hoping she was going to have more to say about the Discord and the Patreon, but no. Okay, all right. Well, hey.
Like, the problem with this movie, and it happens a lot, is that nothing is ever explained adequately enough to follow. So, like, open up with just a guy cutting his hand onto a picture of a chick, and then we fade into him getting dismembered with a sawzall.
Yeah, and like cups of blood for no reason.
Just being chucked at a picture frame. And then the picture is suddenly back in the frame in the next shot.
Yeah. All right, just picture that part in Child's Play where he does Child's Play and becomes the doll.
Yeah. It's like this.
That's what I assumed was happening for half of this movie.
But you don't get a fucking lick of explanation about any of it.
Until they're like, it's not what you think it was. They're saying that to the audience.
And then in the background you see a fucking recliner, and you're like, oh, that's the killer sofa. Huh?
Well, I saw the picture, of course, that's the one.
And then
no chair looks like that ever.
Bink right away, as if that scene never happened. We just have three people opening a fucking garage door. And then, first of all, so low budget, you can tell by the quality of film. But then also because the first shot in daylight is a 3-way blocking shot where each character enters the frame procedurally as they're closer to the camera. Like you just got out of university, man.
And they all really just put on sunglasses right at the as the last
and say a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Say a pun.
It's time to move this recliner, mate. It's going to be a lot of real, I don't know the difference between your accents, so here we go, mate.
Yeah, perfect.
Throw another recliner on the body.
Really going to piss off people from both countries.
It's going to piss off a few more people than that, trust me. There's a lot going on in here. So yeah, they like step in. By the way, crime scene? It's a crime scene. Wait. Right? Because I couldn't tell if this was the crime scene or if this was not the crime scene.
Yep.
Because this is the crime scene.
Well, there's the double doors that they open, right? And I'm like, this looks suspiciously the exact fucking same as the room where the guy got his legs cut off.
Yes.
So what happens?
And why?
Who cleans that blood up? Who takes the plastic down? How does he get inside the sofa?
Where's the police caution tape? Because in the next scene, the police know all about this. They've been there already.
Great.
Why are these people allowed to just like walk in? Is this not chronologically happening?
I have no idea. That's another thing. Like because of the way that the movie cuts from scene to scene, there's no like establishment of timeline at all. Like there's no. I can't tell what time of day it is half the time in this movie. No. I don't even know if a day has passed. Exactly. So you see, they open the doors. You see the fucking recliner. At which point I wrote in my notes, "This sofa has resting Stitch face."
I like that.
And then right into the fucking, and then right, you see the little sign that says fucking...
delivered to Francesca.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's that, movie?
Why is this chair chained to the wall?
It's almost like it should be for a reason.
Yeah, maybe we don't move the sofa, because this is not a normal way to store sofas.
Fuck!
Anyway, so yeah, we know who Francesca is. Thank God we have this piece of paper.
Yeah.
I guess I had her address on the back. I'm just being judgmental.
That's fine. You need to be. This movie sucks dick. Trying to drum up some energy here, and I'm just pissed.
Well, how about you could probably drum up that energy to this next scene with the gypsy punk band.
Yeah, and the gypsy punk band
and the dancer, where everybody's got talent but one person.
And so this
scene
serves, the only purpose that this whole scene serves is to be background for the opening credits. Because the fact that the chick's name is Maxie, the fact that she's in a band never comes up again.
Nope.
And the fact that Francesca's a dancer never comes up again.
I mean, I think she says, "All I've got is dancing."
Yeah, she says it with her mouth.
If it's not dancing, I don't know what I've got.
So here's two questions for you. Why is it in movies that if there is a female musician in a band, they have to be a bassist? And then also, why do they have to dress like punk chick from 12th grade, regardless of the genre of music they're playing? Because this is like folk ska.
It's like Gogo Bordello. That's the name of the band. There's no other band that sounds like that that I know of.
Fucking, so her outfit doesn't outfit. She's got bracelets with the studs, like the goddamn Ramones. But this is the kind of band that you'd hear at a coffee house with dim lights.
Yeah, it's the kind of band where at the end of every song they go "Oi" and smack a tambourine.
Yep, and then there's obviously tambourine.
Oh, there has to be.
They bring out one guy to do like a washboard for 2 songs.
Oi.
Yeah. And they're constantly telling you to pick it up. Whatever the fuck that means.
Pick it up.
Don't know why he turned Jamaican.
It's got to have an accent. They all have accents. It doesn't matter what they are.
So, like, I don't know if this was like a dress rehearsal for some kind of performance that we just never see in the movie, but it's in a studio. There's nobody here but the band and the dancer.
Well,
it's like this is like the worst fucking like shitty downtown modern art performance that your girlfriend drags you to, and then afterwards she forces you to go to a gastro pub.
I've never had this experience before.
To ask anybody from fucking Brooklyn, New York at this point.
Okay.
It's so gentrified, it's whiter than it is black.
You guys go into those gastro pubes?
Gastro pubes.
So, yeah, with this dancer and the band, blah, 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 and then 2 cops walk in, and they're clapping, and everybody's like, wow, somebody's actually clapping.
These 2 inspectors are named
Don't say it.
Grape and Gravy.
Yes, sir.
Their literal names are Grape and Gravy.
Yep. Bob Gravy, Roseanne Grape.
Which
you're
is
wondering.
That's a race mixed buddy cop movie from the 1980s.
It sure is.
And they don't get along. One is no nonsense, and the other one's all nonsense. It's starring Eddie Murphy and Billy Crystal, probably.
Oh, by the way, they're not cops. They're inspectors.
Good.
They're inspectors.
You know what the difference between a cop and an inspector is? The country you're in. It's the same damn thing. It's like a detective here.
I see. I was thinking it was like, oh yeah, we just inspect.
Go Gadget. We just walk into buildings instead of knocking.
The cops didn't really want to get involved, so we investigators are here to look around.
Oh yeah, they're not PIs.
Yeah.
Somebody from New Zealand email in grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com and tell me if it's normal for police to just walk into people's houses and businesses
and claim to
without
be
announcing
inspectors.
themselves. I thought cops were like vampires, like you have to invite them in.
I thought inspectors were all gadgets.
Also that.
They were like robots, secret robots.
Not a single machine between the two of these. Grape and Gravy.
I'll get you one day, Grape and Gravy, if it's the last thing I do. See, it works.
You know?
I think we should maybe animate this.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
Inspector Grape. Gravy.
And it's literally a grape in a tub of like KFC gravy in a styrofoam container.
And there's just a guy who's having a really hard time getting them for some reason. One day, I'll get you.
Nobody thinks you go together, but you do in a pie.
I'll dunk the little grapes in the gravy, and I'll put it in my mouth. All right.
So let's do the scene where we discuss the fact that your creepy, crazy stalker ex-boyfriend who you hate because he wouldn't leave you alone. Because every guy boasts to the police that every guy in your life can't get enough of you and turns into a stalker. And then also this fucking dumb bimbo of a main character can never put two numbers together and make another number. She's horrible at head math. She just ambles around the movie ditzily with not a fucking brain cell functioning at all. I sort of have this problem with men in my life where they break into my house and fuck my clothes under a blanket, apparently. And she's just it happens. Guys, am I right?
Fellas, they be breaking in and putting their dicks in my sock.
And they say nothing about it. Her whole acting is her trying to be a dumber version of Paris Hilton.
Yeah, she's really bad.
Just stupid, and her acting sucks. She can't cry worth a shit. She can barely even look upset. Nobody in this movie gives a fuck that people die, also. They're just fine with it. They just go on like it's business as normal.
Yeah, apparently the cops in New Zealand don't really have a whole lot of, I don't know, what
concern,
authority.
Concern for the fact that people are dying within their jurisdiction?
Yeah, that, and the last known person, this is outside their house, and you're gonna let them drive away, and...
Yep. Fuck yeah.
All right, goodbye. Thanks for murdering.
Walk into a back alley and see a corpse and have the same response as you would if you went into your house and your wife changed the curtains without telling you. Okay.
Let me look up at you. You better not.
You better not flee.
You better not. Put those keys down.
And I can hear them jingling through the fucking balcony door.
Holy
incompetent.
Shit. Oh my god. Look, this film is incompetent.
You know?
This film is about 13 jokes shy of being a good film. if this film had...
This film is about one joke shy of having jokes.
And you're fucking right, because, at the end of the film, I'm gonna spoil it right now, Maxie comes in, big shard of glass sticking out of her head. Where's... Somebody say something. Somebody hang a jacket on it.
Walks into an active crime scene with a gaping head wound. Piece of metal from the garbage still embedded in it. And nobody bats an eyelash.
That's a perfect time to say something. It takes 5 minutes
for one guy to be like, are you okay? And that's it. And she doesn't even go no, I'm not! Look at what's in me!
Hey, can somebody please,
yank on this?
Yeah. Anyway.
Fuck!
There's plenty of opportunity for fun to be had in this movie, and then when the fun isn't had, it becomes a very hard to watch film.
And, there's not enough action with the chair to hold up the rest of the boring fucking slog that this movie is.
Jay, it's a chair.
Yeah, you can only do so much, right?
There was one funny part in this movie. There was one good fucking part in this goddamn movie.
I think I know exactly what part it is, or at least I hope I know exactly what part it is.
Well, it's the part where she walks in, and it's Maxie, and she walks in, and her cousin, who's the pervert, is being dragged, like he's dead, and he's being dragged. And then she looks out the window, and it's the chair, like, propping him up, and it cuts back to her, and it cuts back to the chair.
Like, dry humping him over the balcony.
Yeah, like, impossibly leveraged up, and then it cuts back to her, and then it cuts back to the... It's the best. That should have been the movie.
The best part for me...
moving off camera and being just pissed looking.
The best part for me was in a similar vein, but it was when Ralph, the one stalker, is banging her bra underneath her fucking sheets and saying, "You're Francesca," out loud, which must have been for the audience. Like, I'm not... Okay, you just made a real doll out of a sun hat. But the chair, like, leans in diagonally, like he's peeking through the doorway.
Yeah,
and it's so fucking obvious that it's just somebody holding a recliner.
Yes.
Like, okay, pick it up and dangle it through the door frame for this scene. Or when it's TJ and he's at home after getting his leg stabbed, and it comes to kill him at his own house, but it's just somebody wiggle pulling it across the sidewalk for 2 seconds.
That, or...
Like a Muppet.
I think, like, when it's chasing Maxie down the hallway, and she gets into her room and she looks down the hall, and it's just somebody in a recliner costume.
Yes, it is.
Just, like, lumbering down the hallway.
Yes, it is.
I wanted more of that.
I wanted more of it saying Valerie with fucking Jeff Dunham's hand stuffed in its ass.
I, did what?
No, it's stupid. It starts to communicate in English.
And then it becomes a story about gypsies, and I'm just like, I'm out.
And Dibbooks. Which, okay, I didn't realize that the antique store owner was Jewish, because I didn't see his fun little hat until like halfway through the movie.
Well, he didn't have his hat on at the beginning.
But then
it's a yarmulke.
He immediately, the second that he has his demon flashback, goes, "Oh, it's a Dybbuk." And I'm like, "Oh, of course you'd think it was."
Yeah.
You know? What kind of demon are you going to gravitate toward, I wonder?
No.
The one from your book?
What was this? Okay, did you figure it out? Was it before or after he pulled out the mugs that say "World's Best Rabbi"? Because he's got two of them.
Yes, he does.
Okay, I'm glad you figured it, because that was the dead giveaway.
The other one was probably for his dad, but didn't want it.
He's basically slapping you in the face with it right there.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering, I am indeed Jewish.
You know who else would have these mugs? My family. And anybody who goes to my,
synagogue.
There you go, that's the word I was looking for.
I know.
I almost said temple, but I think also is temple might be a word, maybe.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So, always when there's a female cop, it's got to be the one from Brooklyn Nine-Nine who dresses masculinely and gets upset whenever there's a hot woman nearby.
Ah, yes, you're talking about...
oh, great.
Oh, God, yeah, but what's her name on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? It's the
Santiago.
Yes, it's the girlfriend to...
yes.
You know.
So when Gravy goes, I can understand why men get obsessed with her. She makes the same face that every woman cop in every movie makes. That's just jealous frustration. Why don't you say that about me? Later on we find out that she's in love because she zooms in on a picture of his fucking face right in front of everyone.
Well, she invites him to fuck before that. She's like, hey, you want to come let off some steam inside my vagina?
Yeah.
It does
I'm
work.
sorry your marriage just recently fell through and you might not see your kids again.
You might think of me as a Ken doll down there, with a smooth bump, but you can actually put it in there. There's a slot.
It's a slot, like a machine. Jackpot.
So, yeah, we got Grapes and Gravy, and they're like, yeah, we've got your neighbor. His neighbor was found playing with this dead foot. We found a dead foot with a dog playing with it.
Yeah. That's how we knew it was a dead body.
And that's how we knew it was what's his name now? Ricardo, no.
Frankie Despacito. Frederico is his name. We got Francesca. People with names that are so similar that I get them confused regardless of gender shouldn't never be together.
Everybody in this movie has a name that is either too close to another name that's also in this movie, or Maxie.
Maxie,
and it's not spelled the way you think it is. There's an
TJ,
I.
And then, did you happen to notice the name of the demonologist that this rabbi looks up
Yeah, I wrote it.
YouTube videos of
I wrote it down.
so that he, like a magician,
Yeah.
can describe what a dibbuk is.
In only the way a magician could.
Tahunga Makutu. What a wonderful phrase. It means no worries. Whitest man. This man looks like he would kill somebody named him.
Oh my god, I wrote some very rude things about the way he looks.
This guy, he looks like he's the kind of white where he'd want somebody with his name at a different school.
I think I described him as being like one of Chris Angel's brothers who's just happy to be a part of the show.
Yeah, piss angel.
Oh my god.
He's just happy to be involved. He's the one that brings the box out from the back. He's got a hunch.
He drives the forklift that moves
Chris
the
Angel
box
makes him say
around.
yes, master.
It's not even like the main brother who's like the consultant. It's like the other brother who's like, hey, I'm working my way up the ladder.
They're just like, sure you are.
I'm under mom right now. She gets closer to Chris than I get to.
Hey, I made a magic trick and maybe you can have it for your show. Oh, that's great. We're gonna put it on the fridge where everyone can see.
Oh, a disappearing coin. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah,
That's cool. Just get that out of the box we got you.
We know you did. It's my trick.
They're trying to take the fucking couch out of the garage and it cuts one of the women.
Oh my god.
You just never see her again.
I've got so much shit to say about this.
Okay.
Alright.
Lifting the fucking recliner, it takes 3 people to lift the thing, first of all.
Well, okay.
And then the extendo footrest shuts.
Okay, so first of all, why? Why? So she's like,
You
hey,
asked this question like 50 times in this movie, and it's never answered.
she's like to the cops, I've got a recliner delivery coming. Yeah? Did you pay for it? Where is it coming from? Do you know? Who told you it's coming? Where is this? Why do you have a recliner coming from your stalker? How did this come to be?
Yeah, why do you want it?
This is the information I need.
Why do you want it?
Why do you want it?
Why?
Why do you care about it? Why aren't you going to tell the cops where it's coming from?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're right there. Be like, I got a recliner coming from that asshole right there.
The one that you just found dead on the floor?
Yes, he's like, that fucking motherfucker. It's coming here.
It's post-dated, this delivery. It must be.
Like, she knows it's coming. She knows about it. Had she not known it, like, this recliner just showed up, I'd be like, all right, well, this is different now. This makes sense. No! I went on Etsy and I found this fucking recliner somehow, and now it's here. But it happened to come from my stalker somehow. He hacked into my internet and he put up ads on Facebook for it.
So how about this, right?
Yeah.
The cops have to know that the recliner's going to her because there was a sign on it that said deliver to Francesca.
Yep. Sure it was.
So if they had ever seen the recliner, they would go, who's that? Let's go interview her.
Well, let's just say, if these people were cops, why would they allow 3 people to walk into an active crime scene and contaminate it?
Great question.
Remove.
And if they had been there previously, why aren't they, confiscating any of these items for evidence? We just leave it as is. They don't take anything into evidence at any point in this movie.
Nope.
They just leave it for anyone to touch.
They're inspectors. They're not police. So with that,
they still have the tape. They still have the tape.
With that being said, 3 people walk into a crime scene.
Yes.
Professional movers. The first one goes, let me jam my hand into the machinery of this recliner.
Into the most dangerous place to have your skin and flesh. I'll lift it with my knees from here.
Have you ever moved a recliner and not had that thing move? That footrest juts out at the near jostle. You tilt that thing wrong, it sticks out.
It's got a handle on the side.
Nah, gravity.
It doesn't have the locking mechanism.
No, gravity trumps an old recliner.
It is old as fuck. It's old and ratty as fuck.
So we got 3 professional movers. And they're like, This recliner's chained to a wall. Well, that's normal. Let's pull that off of there. You put your hands into the hinges
and get surprised when your knuckles get sliced open.
Oh
Nothing paranormal at all about this, by the way. That could totally just happen moving a recliner if you're stupid.
And you are stupid if you do that.
Yeah.
And it's not like she gets her knuckles nicked. The Valley of the Wind runs across her fucking knuckles, and she doesn't bat an eye. She goes, uh-oh! Ah! Boo-boo! And the guy's like, well, you go fucking stand outside, and then I'll do the job for
you guys.
people.
Go deal with that. Deal with the Grand Canyon that was created on 2 of your fingers.
Yeah. And I'll do this thing that 3 of us were going to do.
Yeah. It'll be easy.
I'll move this chair that's far heavier than any other fucking chair I've ever moved in my life.
Apparently,
Professional mover.
This chair's made of rocks. Why is this chair so heavy it feels like somebody stuffed a body in it?
Why does this chair smell like meat?
Yeah.
Why is this the meat chair?
Why does it feel like the exact weight of a torso with no legs?
Why does it have stumps? By the way, how does this chair run around without no legs?
It turns into when it stands up, it waddles like a penguin.
It sure does.
On the footrest.
Oh, so yeah, that's just like and I was like, oh man, it's a haunted chair, and her cutting her knuckles, the blood activated the ghost somehow.
Activated the ghost.
That was my first theory.
Yeah.
It's like this was just a murder.
Okay.
And his ghost is now in the chair somehow.
Well, I understand.
Child's Play style.
They sort of corroborate the theory because they just throw it into the truck and deliver it to an old man's antique store that has nothing to do with Francesca, aside from the fact that his granddaughter is her friend.
Oh my god, and he doesn't even know that!
No, because he doesn't know the name of his daughter's only friend, the only person that his granddaughter ever brings around. Well, I know it's got an A in it.
They fucking walk in, and they're like, well, I gotta deliver for Francesca. Are you sure it's not for Maxine, my granddaughter?
Because I don't know if there's no Francesca here.
Do you know how to spell?
So where'd they get the address from?
I don't,
No, Maxie wasn't like, hey, the chair's coming today, Gramps. Just hold it for a sec. Why didn't they just deliver it straight to Francesca's house? Why did the guy who is haunted in the chair, how did he know to give it to Maxie's dad's antique store? When the old man touches the chair, he goes, there's blood on it. Yeah, thanks for getting blood on the chair that you're delivering to me. Also, why is he touching the chair when it's not for him? Also, he touches it and he has a Pilgrim's LSD flashback where he remembers a girl in the woods with her throat cut, which we don't need, none of that matters at all.
It barely matters.
And we don't get to know what that's about until fucking 3/4 of the way through the movie.
This is
his
the
whole
thread.
his interdimensional traveling that he just did, like it's the goddamn fourth kind. And then he goes, give me the chair. It's not even for you. Not only that, it's not for your daughter.
The
guy is just like, all right, take it. So worst delivery person.
No, he leaves it at Francesca's place because what's his face is sitting in it. TJ is sitting in it when they pull up.
Oh, fucker, that's what he was sitting in. Okay.
Yeah.
So why'd you go to the antique store?
Because
how did we know where Francesca's address was if the antique store was the address of delivery?
We had to be introduced to the grandfather and know that he's got a mystic ability that his father had, by the way.
But his father doesn't believe he has because he's not a good enough Jew.
That's
what he says on the phone, basically.
That's exactly what he says.
You know? You're not Jewish enough for that gift. For the sight.
His dad gives him the greatest advice anybody could give anybody ever in any film. And this man doesn't take it.
Which is let somebody else deal with the problem?
That's fucking right.
Yeah?
Hey, don't.
And he immediately said, the second that he hears the word Dybbuk, he's like, fuck it. Leave.
You don't have to do this.
You know?
Nobody's expecting you to leave. Yeah, no. But no, we gotta help. Because they're not even... I've watched the collection of YouTube videos that Rommel... What's his...
Ramalama Ding Dong? I'm sorry.
Tootsa Footsie Floopoo, the magician that we made fun of earlier.
Yeah. Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, Hakuna Matata.
Bugami, hey.
I watched his library of the book.
Oh, yeah?
Videos. So, of course.
You definitely go to the experts on fucking, Daily Motion or something. And worse, his own GeoCities.
Look, if they're really an expert, you wouldn't know what kind of hat they wear.
Wix.com / he's bald.
More like Wickas.com.
Nice.
/ the book. It's probably a real website. If
Give
you
me
go
the
there.
book of the book.
So yeah.
This is when we arrive. This is when we meet TJ, which is Francesca's boyfriend, who's gay, and everybody knows that he's gay, and yet that doesn't stop Francesca from throwing her pussy at him. She might as well have cupped it in her hand and chucked it in his face.
She basically stands behind doors and waits for him to open it so he can walk into it. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She almost sets traps for him just to fall into.
You know how if your
traps.
ceiling was too low as a kid, you would hate being on the top bunk of a bunk bed because you'd bash your head off the ceiling if you woke up with a start?
Absolutely.
It's just like that, except it's just her standing over him, waiting.
Then hopefully he wakes up Wiener first.
You know?
But he never does.
No, he doesn't. What he does do is help her lift a chair for no reason.
He sleeps on his stomach.
And then she's like, thanks for doing all that hard work by yourself, pissed. Let's go fuck in the shower.
Nah, I gotta tell you, I really, by the way, when he moves this chair up the stairs, he takes it apart. He's got the chair taken apart and bungee corded up, so it's in a block.
Oh my god. Where's the body inside of it?
Where's the body inside of it?
That's in there later.
You don't know this right now, but there's a body inside of that chair.
Yep.
Now, where's the body?
Where is that?
Where's its
You didn't see a piece of meat fly out of that thing when you folded it forward?
Come on now. You suck that dick. You
Well,
find a dick in
TJ
there?
does, because he's gay.
You find a dick in there?
It doesn't matter that he's gay or not, because you never see him in a relationship or do anything even remotely sexual in the movie.
No, you see him dodge Francesca like she's got, I don't know, diseases.
It's like she's been railed out by 8 guys, because she has in a month.
You know what? I liked my answer better. I liked mine. Mine was a lot less wordy.
The better reason that it doesn't matter if he's gay or not is that, yeah, even if he was gay, even if he was straight, it would be justifiable for him to be like, nah, I don't really want your sloppy septopus.
Septopus.
Because it's not seconds, because it's 7 guys.
Oh, 7 dirty guys.
And also it's moist like a tentacle, probably.
We skipped over after the granddad has his vision. It's just this dude giving CPR to him.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
First of all, he's not doing it properly because you have to break ribs.
Secondly, the only time you do CPR is when a heart doesn't beat on its own.
Yeah.
And he's just taking a nap on the ground.
Yeah, let me tell you, he didn't need CPR and he just broke his ribs for no reason.
Great.
And he's an old man, so those aren't ever going to heal.
No wonder he has like 50 coughing fits later on in the movie. His chest hurts. That's what the aspirin.
Bones and blood.
Yeah, they've combined inside of him.
So yeah, we roll up. Dude's in a chair, and Maxie's like, he's gay. All right.
Yep.
See you later.
That's what I mean.
And then
it's like, how do you not know that he is? You're dating him.
Francesca only likes him because he's not clingy, which means that he's gay.
Because naturally,
it doesn't mean that, but when you put all of the clues together,
The other implication there, though, being that there's no such thing as a straight man who doesn't want to fuck her immediately.
Yeah.
So nice ego on Francesca.
Nice big fat fucking ego on girl who makes every man beat each other up over her, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or kill themselves. That's the other thing.
Dance mediocrely.
Yeah.
I would hate to know that she dances in real life because, well, look, I'm no dance expert, but piss poor. Piss poor.
Piss poor movie.
So we get up the stairs. He's like, "Yeah, do you wanna take a shower?" And she's like, "Or no." She says, "You want to take a shower?" He's like, I would, but
no reason.
I just moved a heavy recliner up the stairs, so I'm all sweaty, and
I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, I got that momentum.
I've got to be good and sweaty for like whatever the reason he leaves. I got to be good and sweaty for my friend's bachelor party.
Yeah. Oh, and I think as they're like standing over the chair, he's like, that fucking Frederico guy, I really hate that piece of shit.
Yeah, well, he's hateable.
He's right there. He's right there in the chair.
You're talking shit right to his face, basically.
You're talking shit right over him. So I was like, oh, cool, it's gonna be like a Chucky doll situation. Where
when he was moving the chair, he saw that Frederico was inside of it and was like, good, fuck you.
You dead fuck.
He's just, I'm not going to say anything. Stay in there.
deal with this shit later. I want to sit my ass on you and fart hateful farts into your face. Tell nobody I did that.
I think they leave the room, and the chair has moved to be looking at Francesca like a peeping Tom sofa. They're outside, and he's looking out the window. And I was like, how, you wouldn't hear that? Slink loudly across the hardwood floor, scratch up the hardwood like a dog's nails.
Yep. God. Oh, right. So, his friend is getting married tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So he and another friend are going to take that friend out for a night on time. You think that your friend's marriage that was so good that the night before his marriage, you were going to take him out? Like, you were his best man, essentially, is what I'm getting from this.
Yep. That's what I'm as well.
You feel like this wouldn't be new information.
He would have mentioned it.
AKA,
this fucking dumb bimbo airhead, though, can't even remember her fucking friend's first name half the time.
I'm thinking more he's lying because of the gay baloney.
Oh.
She wanted to bone down. He's like,
right.
I can't. I got
my friend's getting married, so we're gonna go fuck guys.
Yeah. Here's my excuse as to why I can't stay around.
This is a thing that makes sense to women, right?
Yes.
I have a bachelor party.
And we are going to go out on the town so that for my friend may have one last night.
We may even go to a strip club.
Strip club.
Like Mark Zuckerberg trying to convince somebody that he's human.
Yeah. I do enjoy titties.
Much as I would like to see your vagina wet in a shower.
The other day I was
definitely to porn with women and nothing else.
And I came big loads because every other thing is like
don't come big loads though.
I'm
delicate.
I'm a human, so I come the biggest loads imaginable. I come these great big loads.
Yeah.
Initiating load
right now.
Don't believe me? Watch.
Fastest you'd ever get kicked out of a woman's house. Initiating load. Load sequence commence. Oh my god.
Sounds like something the Shermanator would say.
If really fast. Oh, buffering. Preloading done.
You better not have preloaded. Oh, I preloaded. This is all over.
We're ready.
Okay, all right. Back to the horribly slow film.
This hippie grandfather has an acid flashback from all the drugs that he's done. So he got a yarmulke on, right? And I didn't at this point realize, like I said, that he was Jewish. All I saw was the green earth shawl he was wearing.
Yeah.
And his very obviously Haitian voodoo wife. Okay? Like, what? This is as close to racism as you can fucking get. It's the only black person in the whole movie, straight from Haiti, does rituals with chickens and shit.
Yeah.
And like maracas.
Well, look, Jay. Later on, I believe there's some voodoo.
There is. Here. Yeah, she crushes an egg with like a mallet.
Yeah, but even the dude's like voodoo. Does he not make like a voodoo doll?
Oh, I have a lot to say about his voodoo doll.
Okay, good.
Let me tell you that to your face for free.
So it's kind of like, hey, if you don't believe in debucks, we got this other thing.
Yeah, we got the slightly more believable thing.
Yeah, we got the backup religion right here. If you think that's nonsense, we got cracking egg with no chicken in it.
If you're not.
That was a burp.
If you're not totally comfortable with the idea of a Jewish demon, well, here is a black one instead.
Here is a Haitian to tell you all about it. Oh, Christ. Straight from Haiti. Here she is.
So, immediately, right after his flashback, he's like, okay, this is a Jewish demon for sure.
There's no other way this could be anything.
Thank God your wife actually practices fucking Haitian voodoo. Otherwise, she might have questions about your assumption.
Yeah.
Why would you automatically jump the demon? You met the one other person on Earth that's like, yeah, probably.
While this interaction is happening, fucking Maxie is trying to update his website.
Yeah,
and he's like, no!
He's too old for technology.
Change!
Yeah, exactly.
None of this!
Fuck. So, like, we go from, okay, definitely a demon, so we gotta discuss this because I have a responsibility. Hey, we should put the dimensions of the furniture on your site because, houses are getting smaller.
We've got a demon to deal with, and you're trying to sell furniture in my store that's going to close down soon?
Yep.
Whoops, did I tell you that?
So, there's... The sound design in this movie is kind of interesting in the sense that there's almost none of it, and it doesn't make sense with what's happening on screen. So all of the transitions are...
So, Grandpa,
I was in the middle of talking about transitions and what they need in order to work.
hit me with it.
So I was what I was saying was the audio, the sound design, and Foley. All of the really high tension climactic scenes have the slow burn tension sounds of the scenes that audio should have been in before and after. Every time that the recliner kills somebody, I need exciting music if there's going to be some. Instead of the kind of music that when it's pitch black in your house and you're walking around trying to find an intruder, and you're peering into doors and stuff, the fucking. So it's all backwards, and then the scenes that should have the audio that does exist have just nothing at all. It's just silent. And none of the acting in this movie is good enough to prop up a scene just through visuals alone, because it's also shot boringly. It's shot like a university project. And then acting sucks. So we just get to stand there and watch Francesca look pensive, but she can't even do that. Half the time in this movie, she looks like she's reading a book she's not all that interested in.
Yeah, she really didn't seem like she was there, mentally, just physically getting paid to be in the film. You know?
When you do a transition from talking about antiques on a website and the dimensions thereof to, okay, debug time, neither of the tones are going to hit, because one's boring conversation about web design and the other is about a Jewish demon. Have more things to indicate a change in tone than just and it's just a straight cut. There's nothing cool about it.
No, there isn't.
So they just put no effort into having the visuals match the energy. Yep, great.
No, instead we get just Granddad just looking at a piece of paper that says "da book."
This old fuck has gone 75 years without a single psychic experience, and then his wife goes, "You have your dad's gift," and he goes, "All right, I guess you're right."
I wrote right here, by now Jay has said the word Jew.
I said it 4 or 5 times.
Granddad is damn sure that chair is a debug.
Yeah.
And
for the first time in his life, acknowledging the gift that would indicate that.
Yeah. And I mean, with
no consequence.
With that, it's shower time.
Sure is.
It's shower time.
And this is what I mean. Okay, we'll just go to Francesca having a shower. What time is it? I don't know. Who gives a fuck, apparently?
A shower that you never see again in this film, by the way. Anytime you see a bathroom, there's a great big bathtub.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then, So then that means that she invited TJ to bang in the stand-up shower that barely has room for one person.
That's right.
You want to uncomfortably have sex where you bend me over and I drown in the spray?
That's right.
Sick.
Every time I do. So it's time for a clown to sneak up on you.
Where the fuck did Maxie even get a clown mask from?
Why did she decide to have that?
On the topic of sound design, none of these jump scares hit at all because it's just cutting to a different shot.
Yeah.
Sick.
Great.
Yeah. You might show me videos of potted plants. I'm going to be just as frightened.
Just a random zoom in on a ficus.
Yeah.
Ah! Oh my god.
It got real close real fast.
Whew, I wasn't ready for that ficus up in my face.
And it's a medium close-up shot so you could tell it's a clown mask right away.
Yeah. Yeah, she was distracted by some sounds, and then Maxie's says some sexual harassment. I'm not going to repeat it. I mean, she says it like Yoda for some reason. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know, a sexy body you have.
Got to put on the Kermit voice and tell Francesca she's got a pretty mouth.
Oh, you got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, see?
Ding, 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 ding. So, I mean, here we are. Thanks for coming over. Let's go get the popcorn.
So much of this movie is so here we are.
Yeah, you literally. What are you doing here? You told me to come over. Okay, I guess popcorn time.
And because we need to have the recliner in the shot, we're gonna put the movie we're watching on a laptop on the recliner instead of having a television in the living room.
Yeah.
Where's your television in your living room? Look at how high-end this apartment is and tell me you don't have a flat screen bolted to the wall.
Let's put our feet Up on the couch.
Yeah, real Quentin Tarantino shot where you see no actors and just bare foot and calf.
Oh, you know that recliner is just ejaculating under there.
Two weird things I noticed. Okay, they're watching a movie that's in Korean. And then on the IMDb, they made a point of making a specific poster for the Japanese translated version of this movie.
Huh.
Why did Asian people like this so much?
Why? Yeah.
Why does the director like Asian people so much?
Who asked for anything to be translated?
Yeah, no Japanese person has ever wanted this movie.
Oh boy. So,
They're watching. I survived Nagasaki for this.
So, Maxie's out of nowhere. She's like, "Yeah, store might close cause of debt." Well,
Thanks for the good. Thanks for the buzzkill during my popcorn movie night.
right. This is all right. Well, let's not acknowledge any of that. And then Maxie's like, Frederico getting murdered wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
So drum up this emotional connective moment between these two best friends, and then just have Francesca look at her like she's reading a menu. Like they're discussing the weather. Might fucking rain tomorrow. Ah, shit. That's more of a reaction.
Yeah, I love it. That's that. That's the scene.
My 2 sentences or less, I wrote down actually. That one I came up with on the fly, but big chair, big stare. Because its eyes, its buttons are eyes, guys, everyone.
And also the main lady in the film can't do nothing else.
They twinkle, and they also change size and position as the movie goes on.
And you're like, are those eyeballs, or are there things behind them? Turns out there's things behind them.
Yeah.
Are there see-through glasses?
They're actually like Orion's belt from Men in Black, where you can fit a whole galaxy inside it.
So Maxie leaves after that weird moment, and then watches Francesca brush her hair through the window while the chair watches her.
How did you not see the chair on the balcony? How did she not hear the chair drag its fat ass over to the balcony and lean over it? I hear my sliding glass door opening. Why is the chair outside?
Why? Why indeed? It's probably because it farted.
It's a very considerate chair.
It's airing itself out.
It's very considerate.
Ooh.
Because you sit in chairs.
Yeah,
you sit in chairs,
you
Matt,
sit in
okay?
chairs. All right. So for some reason, this scene didn't need to be in the film. This is a weird scene to happen in your film.
Yeah, which one's that?
Oh, it's a scene where she, I don't know, flicks her bean right off.
So she sits in the chair, right? This chair gets more action than any person in this movie. She sits down in the chair and then she gets turned on immediately by its velvet.
Oh my god!
It better not be that fucking material like this literally right here, where you run your finger along it and you change the color of the pattern, and I get goosebumps when I sit.
I wasn't it like a weird corduroy or something?
I don't
like
remember
that?
the name of it, and it was just told to me too.
My god. Yeah, she like it doesn't show her flicking one off, but she basically acts like she's flicking one off.
She fucks the chair. Okay.
She fucks the chair. She fucks the chair.
She treats that fucking recliner handle like a bean that needs flicking.
By the way,
she's gripping onto that thing for dear life like a mountain climber with a carabiner.
Aren't you gonna clean this thing before you flick off on it?
A carabiner. Yeah, I still got fucking blood on it from Knuckles. It's still got knuckle blood all over it. It's gonna get more apparently.
Nah, yeah. Let me just invite whatever is lurking in this chair inside me.
Yeah. Why does she fuck the chair? And then I wrote, "Oh, good, a dream," because it was one.
Was it?
Yeah. Or did she wakes up in bed.
Or did she fuck the chair so good she went to bed after?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it turns red for no reason.
But she's not even naked, so she's blue balling the recliner. She's mothballing the recliner.
I guess.
Right here, Frederico's death is meaningless because A, who the fuck is he anyway? And B, this is supposed to be an insane stalker ex who everyone hates.
Yeah.
So why is she mourning him?
Exactly.
Why did she take his chair?
Why does she seem upset by this? This is a shot with a translucent lady behind the chair. That's all right. There's that.
Right? Great.
And now we're watching someone named Tahunga Matuk.
Yep.
Or Makuk.
Mbutu. Just.
The way of the debuck.
Yeah, the way of it.
It says click to subscribe.
In the fucking bottom right corner, he's got like an Anton LaVey staff, but it just looks like a fucking magician's wand. Abracadabra, Jewish ghost.
I wrote, looks
For this
like...
next trick, I'm going to make my integrity disappear as an actor.
I wrote, looks like Eastern European magician. Wish I had a better description, but magicians are usually the butt of the joke of their own existence. They make fun of themselves with every breath. Like a clown, but secretive. So worse. Grandpa's watching this on his MacBook.
That's mimes, Matt. That's mimes.
Oh, shit. The guy's like, don't touch it. Well, Grandpa's already groped it.
Yes, he has.
So
he felt that shit up like double D's.
Oh my
which he loves drawing on paper later.
Oh my god. I think there's what? Oh, he groped it like it was serving him chicken tenders at Hooters is what I wrote.
Yeah. Same thing, tits.
Yeah.
Why does the VHS magician / demonologist have the name of an African prince, but the skin color and haircut of somebody who would like to commit genocide in the land of an African prince?
Yes.
He's a fucking skinhead.
Yes.
Skinhead Jones over here.
Yes. That's all I get to say to that.
Tahunga Makutu.
Hey,
My whole Hakuna Matata joke, man.
I know you were.
Damn.
You were not wrong. You're not wrong. You were not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's like, yeah, don't touch it or you'll get sick. Well, here we are. Grandpa's in bed.
Literally, like, he's getting sicker as the guy's saying you'll get sick. Like, he's got heartburn right now.
Yeah. Oh, my tum-tum. Look at you, Grandpa.
And he's fat, so you can't tell if he's getting bloated or not.
Mm-hmm. The next morning, Francesca wakes up to sounds, and she's just like, oh, TJ. Nah.
Try again.
Trail of scented candles.
To the chair that has fucking store-bought sleeve cookies on it and a black coffee with a filthy mug. What are the flecks in the mug? Why is there filth up all over the mug? 4 oatmeal cookies and then Thin Mints on a plate.
Well, how...
This charcuterie sucks, chair.
The
charcuterie.
It doesn't have fingers. What do you expect?
Charcuterie recliner.
The fact that he did any of that is wild. The fact that she assumes that those cookies were baked for her by her boyfriend who just
Why
came
would
home
you
drunk?
even think that?
Why?
They're chocolate covered. Does he look like he's good in the kitchen?
No.
No, he doesn't. He looks like he's really good at getting drunk in the kitchen.
The other cookies were super crunchy and dry. Like
exactly.
they'd been there.
There's nothing new about them. Wouldn't you have smelled cookies if he had baked them?
You would think. You might smell a cookie or two. And also you would expect him to be in the room having baked them.
Yeah, instead of just getting home wasted?
Yeah, saying to you that he is drunk still.
But no, she assumes that he did it, and then like a fucking asshole right in front of the recliner, he just takes full credit. He's like, yeah, I did.
Yep.
You're welcome. Then he eats one, and then the chair's like, you've had enough.
Reclines into her leg.
Yup. Reaches for another one, and it's just, he's moved just 3 inches out of reach of cookies.
Fuck. Oh my god. Like, I don't know which would. I don't know what to say. She's just kind of dumb.
Yeah, she's stupid as fuck.
Like, if she wasn't so dumb, there might have been something more to this film. But it's just, look at the chair.
I need
It's got blood
everybody
on it.
listening to know. Nothing in this movie is funny.
No, we're making it funny.
There's like 2 sequences that are like kind of amusing.
And if
but
you listen,
even
we
the
describe
comedy, even the comedy sucks.
Sucks.
Because of delivery. Everybody is so fucking deadpan that nothing comes off as jokes.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And like, add a fucking clown nose horn noise or something.
Right? But no. Just they just like change the couch's fold to look pissed off sometimes.
Yeah, they do that. And they open its mouth.
Yeah,
which is right at like ass level, so it's sucking farts all day.
God, And I bet of all the things this guy could have put himself into, like,
I'll tell you exactly why he put himself into a chair. Because he really wants Francesca to sit on his face.
You think he would have put his face at?
He's upside down in a.
Is he?
I don't know. No, he's not. Because he stands right up later.
And he's also looking through the buttons.
Yeah. They're windows to the soul. So
Well,
you keep.
Ooh, obviously, maybe he's still able to maintain an erection with all the blood loss. And she's like, "What? There's one spring in this chair that
There's
just
one spring.
And it's not there all the time, but when I sit there...
What is that, the wood frame? Is it broken?
Damn, somebody bottomed this thing out already.
So fucking the detective is looking at Frederico's DeviantArt Vampire Freaks page.
He's also looking at art of a child of divorce.
Wait.
Because his wife has taken the kids. We find that out.
Oh my fucking god.
He's also looking... Okay, I wrote down, because he's got a Finder window open, and you can see the files on his computer.
Yeah.
So he's got Frederico Olsen, case files.
Yes, perfect. It's probably in all caps.
Frederico, house, photos.
Okay. Washington
police files. Paperwork, invoices. Forensic files. And then... I think in forensic files, there's a subfolder called clues. And in that are 2 pictures of a latex glove.
Amazing.
And he's really just chugging wine and looking at that.
In the library, Colonel Mustard with the latex glove.
Latex glove with the blood on it. We got it. It's a match.
He's scrolling through fucking pictures of the crime scene where they found Frederico's just foot. And one of them is a voodoo doll with Francesca's face on it. Now, Frederico has written on the torso and limbs of this voodoo doll various curses, things, ailments that he wants her to get. If you had a voodoo doll, what kind of curses would you want to put? What would you want to give somebody?
Something that's like a great inconvenience, but not anything too terrible, like IBS.
Oh, well, you're in luck. Because right on the stomach of this voodoo doll, chronic gastroenteritis.
Nice.
Oh, Doc, what the fuck is that?
Well, it's written.
Fred,
it's written
guy
on
who
a
lives
doll.
in a storage container. Why the fuck do you know what that is?
He probably just looked up bad things.
He was watching Judge Judy and he saw a commercial one time. Yeah, I'm gonna give her that.
Vaginal mesh implants.
But here we go, okay? Because I have a big problem with this fucking voodoo doll, all right? The placement of gastroenteritis makes it look like you have to write it on the location where you want the curse to happen because it's right on the stomach. But by that logic, he also wants her to get a toothache in her thigh. And why? Why? Impotence. It's a woman.
Also,
why does he want her to not be able to get it up?
Also, don't you want to... Aren't you trying to, like, procreate with that? You kind of spoiling your own milk there.
Sure are. Does she have a dick? Is my question.
Well, I was thinking just like, making babies in general.
The only one, and then also burn in hell though. Also burn in hell on one of her arms. Well, so it's like I want you to die, and I want you to be Satan's slave forever, and get a tummy ache.
Well, you know that the nerve in the arm is the burn in hell nerve.
Oh, you got it.
It's the one that's connected to burning right in hell.
They call it a pressure point.
Yeah. So he's drinking wine and he's just looking at weird things on work. He's in a leather jacket, just sitting there. He's got the voodoo doll. Oh, by the way, I like that. We focused on the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
But my question, Jay.
Sure.
Because these are all this is crime scene photos.
That's right.
Of the crime scene,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that these people who went and got the chair
Mm-hmm.
likely saw these things because they looked at there was like a candle with like wax. It's still there.
Yep.
The skull candle. So I would say it's fair to say that the rest of the stuff is still there.
I would hope. Oh, I mean, maybe they just didn't confiscate the candle. Everything they took pictures of, they took out of the unit, out of the garage. That's what's happened.
Okay, all right.
How about this, though? Because I know where you're going with this. Why wouldn't somebody warn Francesca, like, hey, this guy wants you to experience the inconvenience of having to go to a walk-in clinic? Also, the cops interviewed her after going to the crime scene. They didn't bring that up. Not only that, they didn't have a clue the fuck she was. Her picture's right on a doll that I saw and have a picture of on my cop PC.
They could have put that together.
Mm-hmm. Good detectives. I mean inspectors.
That's not what I was getting at, though. Here, why don't let me just go down the list of photos.
Okay.
So, of course, there's the voodoo doll, which, rude. It's rude.
It is.
It's a rude thing. We got rubber gloves with the one fingertip circled.
Okay. Was the one he used.
We've got the skull candle.
Of course, you have to have that.
The pile of monkey heads. Okay, well, let's keep going because we've got We got a hockey mask made of teeth.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Snake in a bottle of liquid.
Okay. Mexico. Maybe it's vodka.
Maybe. Even more dead monkey heads. Piles. A whole wall of dead monkey heads. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? And then just a bunch of spray painted pentagrams.
Literally, somebody in the writer's room like, okay, the grossest things that we can put together that you would just have lying around the house, though. And then one guy in the back is like, monkey heads! You're fired! And I'm calling everyone.
Well, what's something that, like, your older, like, goth brother had laying around? Dude, just a big wall of skulls. Those are monkey heads.
Yup. More monkey heads than you could smuggle monkeys across the border without raising flags.
And you're like, what kind of skulls are those? Well, they're monkeys, because the flesh is still on them a little bit.
Great. And also, they're smaller than a person's.
Where did you get those?
They're either monkey heads or babies.
Anyway, I was very concerned with, like, he's, like, really focused on his rubber glove when there are monkey heads.
Yeah.
Monkey heads.
A problem with, fuck. What does that have to do with the fact that Francesca can't put out? Or refuses to?
I don't know.
Because that's the whole thing. It's like, yeah, guys are so attracted to me that they start trying to kill me with curses. Or at least make me have to take Pepto. And, like, she got the fucking fountain of youth in her twat? Because they don't explain why every guy becomes infatuated with her until we get the whole fucking recliner possession story. Which you don't give me that. Just say Jewish demon, alright, cool, I get it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It doesn't have to be your ancestors from back in the goddamn plantation era.
It really didn't have to be, but here we are. When they see, like, the picture of the voodoo doll, I think one of them's like, what a freak. And then, oh my god, they look at his website. Dark Freddy blog is what it's called.
His Vampire Freaks page.
I wrote, it's bad.
It is.
He had a lot of photos.
1001freefonts.com. He's doing fucking DVD movie reviews with no shirt on in his basement.
And they're
Sick
angry.
Site. Great website.
Angry, bad. And then, they see the couch in the background. It's like, must have been popular model. Must have been a popular
To be quite
model.
honest, yes, it is. It's a very common type of recliner.
It's the recliner.
You know?
This
is the one at the store.
They peeled the sticker. They peeled the Lazy Boy sticker off of it.
Yeah.
That's the Model 1 Lazy Boy.
Fuck.
So
let's interview Francesca again.
Yeah, why not?
And this interview is going to be even more meaningless than the one at they sit on fucking bleachers like they're at a fucking high school gym for the first one, even though it's a band performance studio. Notice that. This time, though, we'll actually bring her to the precinct and have her friend be there instead of an attorney.
Just as good.
Best police.
Yeah. I think this is where they're like, hey, this is where the inspector does his job. And he's like, how are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
I saw the voodoo doll. How you feeling?
It's not great, huh? So, like, in your relationships, is there ever violence? And then Francesca goes, well, I mean, I do like to get choked out during sex. Is basically how the conversation goes. They're obviously talking about, like, okay, have your spouses ever beaten you? And she goes, well, I mean, I can't come unless I get slapped around a little.
It's just the way it is. It's the way of the wind right there.
You know.
You have to know. You're a police officer. So yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, she's been slapped or punched, I guess. And
the exact phrase that she uses is the sort of violence when there's sexual tension.
Yes.
Oh, rape? So rape?
Don't yell that at me, please.
That's
Don't yell that at me.
Because I can think of a couple types of violence when there's sexual tension. That's the one that comes to mind, though.
Yeah.
You thick bitch. You know exactly what they're talking about. You're just gonna dance around it.
So, why doesn't TJ do that to you? Well, he's immune to her sexuality.
He's gay, is literally, and then Max just goes, he's gay.
Well, actually, he's at home making a pizza.
Little derogatory.
Yeah. He's at home making a pizza, and I'm going to tell you right now, the recliner looks frowny.
Well, it's not meat lovers. All right?
The couch isn't a meat lovers?
Got Hawaiian with the pineapple without consulting me. A certain type of, two types of people in this world: people who do and don't like pineapple on pizza. All right.
Yep. So there's like this whole scene that kind of, well, I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off, Jay.
Sure.
Where TJ's making a pizza, and I gotta tell you, I've never made a pizza where I've needed to face the oven at all times. But he will not look away from the oven.
Oven baked pizza, you kind of just set it and forget it.
Well,
ideally you don't forget it forever, but for a minute.
TJ chills. He acts like it's the water cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So he's standing there making this pizza, and then, you hear a recliner slide across the floor.
Yeah, you do.
You hear that's the sound you hear.
It is.
You hear that whole sound.
Not only that, but then he looks back, and it's closer than it was before. That must be nothing at all.
Yeah, well, that's that, huh? That's just the way things are.
Weird.
Back to the pizza we go.
Very localized earthquake.
Yeah. Oh, another.
It's a natural occurrence in New Zealand.
A second one.
Yep.
Where and it gets a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Have you never seen an episode of Goosebumps?
Apparently not. Apparently this guy's never seen anything ever.
He's never seen a Stephen King movie or read a book. He likes making inanimate objects come to life and try to kill people.
Yeah.
You ever seen Maximum Overdrive? It's stupid.
You ever seen The Mangler? I haven't. But
Neither have I. No.
All right. Well, there it is. It's the scene. Just picture it in your head.
He lets himself get stabbed through the leg by a hook in a chair.
Yeah. He also lets the.
Why is he using the fucking hardest to reach part of his own mechanism, this chair? We could kill you with springs that I can extend 30 feet away from me.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, get right up in my fucking Candyman hook dick.
And like, let me open my footrest so hard that it breaks bone.
Yeah, great.
So yeah, that's what happens. It opens and breaks his bone, and I think that's when we get the call. When Francesca's sitting in with the police, and
right,
we get the call, and we gotta go. Something's happened to TJ.
How do you know?
Because he called Francesca.
He had time to call, but he didn't have time to turn around and face the chair.
Or call 911.
Or
do anything.
I mean,
he did nothing. He did
nothing at all.
He did the worst option, is call somebody who's being interrogated by the police.
Yeah.
Who shouldn't have their phone.
Why did they cut to a close-up of his face, which implied to me that the chair's hook went in his asshole? My first thought was, he put the hook in his ass.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Because he like pulls it out, and then you hear a boink, and then he goes, ah! Like that's every movie where something goes in your ass and kills you that way. That's the face they make.
Yeah, that's the face they make. That's the face. It goes right in his. That's what I thought was happening. Although I'll tell you what happens is nothing at all.
No,
it's either nothing at all, or he says nothing about it and goes about his day because he's just fine.
That's right.
So
later on, he needs a crutch, and his mom is too busy listening to a yoga tape,
which is fine. Sometimes you got it.
Sure.
You need a moment to yourself.
Sure.
So is that
also during this TJ attack, you can tell that there's just a guy underneath the chair jiggling it around.
You sure can.
He's just like punching the cushion, like somebody who wants their upstairs neighbor to be quiet.
By the way, this is what's happening above you.
Somebody's being murdered by a recliner every night at 7.
Well, they're not being murdered, but it's sure giving them a hard time.
Yeah.
Just
uncomfortable to sit in.
Chasing them around the house,
Yeah, that explains why I hear them dragging furniture. Perfect. They're not dragging anything.
They show up. The police, everybody, just one police. Both polices don't show up for some reason.
Also, why did the recliner kill TJ when he's not a sexual threat?
Well,
or why did he even attempt to do that?
He's got to mark his territory.
Okay.
But yeah, what we hear is like a bunch of muffled cries, which led me to believe that he was either under the couch or being like suffocated by the couch or just eaten by the couch.
That's right.
I figured he was going to be eaten, which is what I wanted.
You don't get to have that.
No.
Not yet.
There's no reason for him to be muffled.
No.
There was none. The closer they get, he just becomes unmuffled.
Mm-hmm. It's great. Again, the sound design in post is just perfect in this movie.
Good choice. You had me thinking one thing, and then it was the other for no reason.
Yep.
Good. That's what I like.
M. Night Shyamalan.
No, because M. Night would have been like, yeah, no, he had something over his mouth. You see
Also, it's been 1985 the whole time.
I was the couch the entire time. The couch was inside of us.
All.
We are the collective couch. So the inspector turns off the oven, thank God, and looks around for answers. And the recliner is just back in its position, back where it goes.
Perfect.
Yep.
They make Francesca watch one of Frederico's movie reviews while they're at the precinct interviewing him, and she has this sympathetic look on her face, as if she doesn't have all the information about how she was almost murdered by him, basically. Why are you sympathizing with you? Have fucking Stockholm syndrome?
Why are you housing this chair? Throw it out.
Yeah, dude. This old bloody chair.
Oh my God.
It's causing you nothing but problems to give you fuck dreams about it.
Fuck dreams.
Okay?
So we cut to Granddad. He's on the phone.
Yeah.
First thing he says is shalom.
Yeah.
So we know who he's calling.
Yeah. It's father.
And, well, his father wants nothing of his debunkness.
Not only that,
debunkness?
he's like simultaneously upset at how Jewish he's not, and then does not acknowledge the shalom. Pick one.
Wow.
When I answer the phone, call you up and my first words are that Jewish, reciprocate.
Oh, shalom indeed.
You know?
That's a fine mazel tov.
It sure is. Menorah.
So this is where, if you skipped over before, you might have missed it. We talked about how, let's forget that ever happened, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, no, what happened?
I'm going to throw that webcam in the trash. So, this is where Dad is like...
We got to exercise this book.
No, you
Pops.
need to leave it alone.
But Pops...
Let somebody else deal with it.
But I know what I got. I'm Jewish enough, and I know how to do it.
Hey, let somebody else deal with it. I'm your father.
Smartest should have heeded his father's words.
This is the best advice, and as like I said before, given in any horror movie, this is the advice right here that you should give anybody who ever calls you and is like, "There's something terrible happening." Mind your own business.
Also,
mind your own business.
Another good reason to trust your father in this case is because he's obviously immortal. Because this guy's 80 years old. His father's still fucking alive. And, like, he can just barely figure out how to operate a telephone, which means that he may have been alive before we had them.
Well, yeah. And like, if you're not going to listen to the guy you're calling about the problem like, he's giving you advice. We skipped over the bit where he's like the Warrens. He's the one Warren who can, like, see ghosts. But all he sees is the bucks.
Yeah. And then Dad's like, you don't have the gift. You're not Jewish enough.
Yeah, so let me tell you what.
And I realize that it sounds like I'm hamming up the Jewish aspect of this conversation.
It's not.
No. It's very clear these are two Jews talking.
It's well and clear.
One of them's not stacking. One of them didn't read his Torah so close.
No. So because I wrote here he's gonna die because he didn't follow the advice.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen. So this is a bad movie.
Yep, bummer, unfortunate. Not enough people die in this movie. How's that?
Oh yeah, his dad proves his age because he's like he doesn't know how to answer the phone. So you're right, or he doesn't know how to hang up. He's like, how do I end this?
His dad's from fucking 12 A.D. Is a vampire dad.
So let's Skype about Mac. Let's Skype to Maxie about the day because obviously we have to do that.
I mean, you guys were literally just together in a room, and then what? Did you leave separately?
I guess she didn't come to the horrible thing. When she got the call, they were like, "There's a horrible thing happening. Everybody but you, Maxie.
Yeah,
you stay.
I'm chilling."
This is where she's like, "Yeah, TJ says the recliner's possessed."
Yeah, well, it stabbed him in the leg. You know,
I think he likes to drink and just didn't want to admit he had fallen.
He very much does like to drink. So this is when we learn that his mom lives like 3 doors down, and so he just goes home with his injured leg.
He goes home. He goes 3 doors down, and he refuses to stay the night because of the evil recliner.
Yeah.
But he'll be 3 doors down, which makes all the difference.
It's fucking right there.
And then I wrote right here, take the hint, he's gay.
Yeah.
He doesn't
take the hint.
He didn't want to stay the night, but 3 doors down.
I found it. So he's in bed, right? And he's trying to take his pain meds that already have made him shaky if he doesn't have them right on time. and he doesn't have any water in his cup, but his leg's all fucked, and he requires a crutch, so he's yelling at his mom, who's busy listening to yoga, in order to drown out the sound of her annoying adult son who still lives at home.
And this is a compound fracture we're talking.
So-
Bone was jutting out.
I found it interesting that he's physically incapable of swallowing a pill dry, even though he should probably have a pretty loose throat. 'Cause gayness.
I'm shaking my head.
How's that? There's no way I wasn't going to say that. And then my favorite scene in the... Yep, and just right back in. And then my favorite scene in the whole movie, which is watching this fucking recliner muppet its ass down the sidewalk when he looks out the window.
Yeah, make sure, by the way, that...
Like Kermit running with urgency.
Yeah, it can't just slide. It has to waddle. It's gotta have the motion of walking.
Yes.
So that you know that it's urgent and not just...
Almost bouncing, like Nanoland's dog.
Just like any Nanoland character.
Yeah, exactly that.
Oh,
and then just in case that wasn't evidence enough that a recliner's outside, he peeks his head in, and it's fucking staring right at him. It's staring right up at him.
With red eyes.
And this is what the thing I'm talking about with the sound design. He tries to close the window, and the recliner sticks a spring 2 stories up into the window to block it.
You think you would hear that a block away? The sound of a spring being stretched?
But no, it sounds like this. Like he was trying not to disturb anybody else in the house and silently close the window.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, so he closes the window on the spring, which doesn't make any sounds at all.
Nope.
So I was like, well, did he somehow teleport to the top of the roof? Because I didn't hear the string.
You know what I mean?
Spring stretch. But
Then
no.
why doesn't the spring make noise?
Why
The
doesn't
spring never makes noise in the movie. It's the rustiest thing.
Springs make noise no matter what you do.
All the time. When you're uncoiling it?
They wobble. They wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
They
Own a slinky once.
Yeah. Do it. I dare you.
You know? Because this fucking neglectful mother has her yoga headphones on. Yoga, one of the loudest things in the world, obviously will drown out the screams of her son down the hall.
Oh, yeah.
You know how when you do yoga you like to listen to extreme death metal?
Oh, for sure. Through headphones.
Yeah.
So that, it doesn't disturb your son who's,
Injured?
Yeah.
Hurt? Essentially on hospice because he's got a limp everywhere? His leg is broken. Take it from me, even going to the bathroom is a race.
Well, like I said before, you should have been doing it in pots the whole time.
I just have like half a dozen. You come over for a fucking gamer shame, and I got half a dozen piss pots around me.
Hey,
Thirsty?
I don't judge.
I did a couple shots of this for a video.
No, I couldn't outdo you, Dr. Piss.
Dr. Piss.
So, I wrote the spring reaches up to the window and then it slinks back down.
Yeah, nice.
I really, and then he looks at the window and...
It's gotta be some kind of a record!
How the fuck does it get up into the window?
It climbs its ass. I don't know.
Like, this is what I want to see.
You want to see it get up the house.
If you wanted to make a comedy movie,
yep.
show more
Give me that clunky chair ambling around like a high bear.
Yep. Give me it saying like cuss words, give it a catchphrase.
Give it a catchphrase and cuss words that aren't Valerie.
Yeah, and also when it says Valerie, make it say Valerie and not... Yeah, because I didn't hear what it said at all, and they're like, it sounds like it's saying Valerie. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, see, I had the luxury of subtitles, so I knew right away.
That's fine. It didn't say Valerie. It didn't say it, whether the subtitle says it did or not. So it somehow gets it gets up in the window.
It does. And then they try to do a match cut on the recliner over top of TJ on the ground with his spring, like, I'm going to crush your head with this spring, which is not what a spring would do to his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to Haitian voodoo wife breaking an egg for her cool ritual,
Yep.
while her husband's in the back watching more Dybbuk YouTube videos by Lazy Masquerade. Sponsored by Raycon Airbuds, this fucking Dybbuk.
Fuck.
You exercise this Dybbuk and you're going to be sleeping great, especially if you have a Casper mattress.
Fuck those headphones. Oh, shit.
Holy shit. But the fucking match cut fails because there's no motion in the spring in the cut, and then you cut to the hammer coming down. So you have to actually start that physically. I understand what you're trying to do, but you failed at it. You get a 30% on your project.
Also, it's a spring.
Not a hammer,
Yeah.
which is what she's using to break the egg.
And also, it's a spring. Jay.
Yes, it is.
You push a spring down, and it's going to fight back.
It is.
So really, you're doing the best. It's like you're protecting his head the best you can with shocks. Because that's shocks. You know how when you sit down in the recliner and your ass doesn't hit the floor?
Yeah.
It's because the springs are there to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
So
You'll notice it doesn't crush your ass.
yeah, how much fucking force are they putting into this? And by the way, nothing happens to his head.
No. Well, something does, but it's got nothing to do with the chair.
Don't say it. I don't know what you're saying, but don't say it.
His mother vacuums his forehead so hard that she sucks up an eyeball.
That's correct. Oh, right. Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure you get a charge for, like, desecrating a corpse for doing that.
He gets sucked right off in the stupidest
And then
way.
somehow the cops have a picture of his head in the vacuum later. What the
she
fuck
didn't
is
stop.
that?
She just kept going. She's an animal. The YouTuber explains that the Dybbuk is feeding on souls, and there's some visuals or something of a soul being absorbed.
Yeah.
Right.
TJ's getting his fucking soul sucked by the spring, I assume, and
It's like from 3 doors down.
Color Out of Space, guys.
Yep.
I'm watching Color Out of Space with the quality of this CGI.
Yeah. Well,
Except Color Out of Space is better because it fit and it's Nick Cage.
and also
For a movie that's all practical effects because it's horribly low budget, this CGI looks like Poltergeist.
it sure does.
Should have just stuck to your low budget shit.
You telling me nobody saw a soul being sucked 3 doors down?
Oh, bright.
The soul goes out the window
Super
and down
bright.
the block.
Like it follows.
Yeah, what the fuck? So then, is it the next morning?
Before next morning, during this voodoo priestess ritual, the Jewish man, first of all, why are you doing a voodoo ritual to get rid of a Dybbuk? Like, Yahweh's not gonna appreciate that blasphemy.
Ooh.
Upset.
You
Though
used
a
his real
different
name.
religion entirely. Now 3 Dybbuks you get. I'm a very vengeful God.
He's a genie. Sounds like a genie with a vengeance.
You must exercise my Dybbuks 3.
Dybbuk the First. Ooh, I don't know.
One's got chains and's rattling. So this puts the antique store owner, Maxie's grandpa, into another trance where he goes back in time so that he can look at more things and try and figure out the problem. Except all he does is smell a flower in a knotted robe in the woods in his dream.
Yeah.
And he draws every conclusion under the fucking sun, and he's right on all of them from that. He knows everything because he did that thing.
I really hated this part of the movie.
Oh, it sucks.
This
Dick.
was dumb.
They do the dumb post-effect glow thing so that you know it's either a dream or in his imagination.
Oh, yeah.
Because how else would you know when he teleports into the forest and everybody's dressed like pilgrims?
You'd have no other way, Jay.
For fuck's sake.
If not the visual cue of Granddad, like, passing out and, not being in his store anymore.
Oh, yeah, he's just, like, in bed with a wife. Like, they just made it to bedtime.
So, I mean, we're on a mission now. We got to find that recliner.
Yeah, we must. Guess what? It's at Francesca's place where she walks into just a panty raider in her home. Just a guy in the reflection and panties on the ground.
Panties on the ground.
Why? Why does it sound like he broke a window to escape when the window in the bathroom is open and that's the room he ran into?
Yeah, why do they make just a point of showing him moving his head around to know that he's sniffing those panties?
Right? He's scratching, sniffing the panties, really. He's got him huddled up like fucking Gollum with the ring in a cave.
And so he scampers off, she follows, and there's lit candles. That's right. Everybody in this movie just lights a candle and they're just chill about it.
Yep.
Let me leave the house with this lit candle. It's New Zealand. Nothing bad ever happens here.
Later on, she calls Maxie, and Maxie's literally asleep with 5 candles lit on her bedside table. That's how you die in your sleep.
Maxie comes home, or Maxie enters her apartment at
And there's
one point.
candles lit?
Yeah, because nobody's there, and that doesn't go, wait a minute, is somebody here? Or is nobody here? Either way, if somebody's here, this is bad. If nobody's here, it's bad.
Hey, when Francesca shows up in the room and there's the cookies and the candles lit, TJ wasn't home. He came through the front door.
Yeah, why aren't you getting mad at him for lighting candles and walking out? Instead, you're like, oh, great, dried cookies.
Why aren't you saying, who lit these candles in my house?
Who lit these candles and put them somewhere where I could step on them?
Great questions all around.
Oh,
Perfect.
my God. Right on the floor. That's the one place you don't want a candle, by the way. Fire on your floor?
Yeah.
Being held up by a thin piece of metal and wax? Ugh.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but this burglar who's raiding panties like it's fucking summer camp, this is a dream? Because she looks at the open window right and she turns around, the jump scare falls flat because I don't know what I'm seeing because it happens too quickly, and then I'm pretty sure she just wakes up in bed. And that's why she calls Maxie and she's like, can you come over or vice versa because I hate it here.
Yeah. I think it was like the spirit of the chair. Or something.
Come here and look at this chair. It's acting weird. I think is what the phone call's for.
Okay, well, I think the like what she saw in the reflection was like the ghost chair guy, and he's like, he's just getting his he can.
Yeah. Why is he dressed like a burglar instead of anything else?
He's a pervert.
The clothes that he was killed in or died in.
He's a pervert.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what they do. There was a face shadow.
It's always a fucking black toque folded up. Always.
You
need that for the lasers.
I wrote jump scare in brackets.
Yep.
Because obviously
it
was ineffective. It was / jump scare.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, she wakes up and she hears electric sounds. Just weird electric sounds. Like she gets up to investigate, and the policeman pulls out a flashlight. Am I even in the?
I think it's her with the flashlight. I think it's her with the flashlight.
I don't remember this part of the movie.
At this point, yeah. And as a matter of fact, I wrote, I'm fucking bored. Because all she does is walk around with a flashlight. She shines the light on the recliner briefly.
Yeah.
And then, all right, Maxie, come over.
Oh, right. Oh, she has a policeman's flashlight in her drawer. That was what was upsetting.
Okay.
What else is that for?
Well, shoving.
You weren't supposed to say it.
Stuffing and fluffing.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a suspense build. I could tell by the music that they put in there, but I didn't feel it.
Nope.
And she just shined the light on the chair.
Because they put it in the wrong spot in the movie. Every time it's in the wrong spot in the fucking movie.
The light hits the chair and it turns to face her. And then we call Maxie, who also sleeps with her candles lit.
That's not reason enough for me to leave my house. The fact that the chair just moved on its own. Mm-hmm. Nah, come over and look at it.
Yeah, please. Nobody's answering at TJ, so Maxie comes to check on her.
Yeah.
Good to know, Maxie. You were the second call.
Let's make this clear right now. Francesca does not know that TJ is dead yet.
No, she just knows that nobody's answering the phone over there. So, of course nothing's going to happen now that somebody else is here.
What we get is, I wrote anyway. Yeah, that's what happened. Maxie comes over to look at the chair for 5 seconds. They're like, okay, we'll come to my place then because I don't feel safe.
Yep.
And then as we're going outside, we pan up to the chair looming.
Menacingly.
Like Norman Bates' dead mom.
Ugh. Just waiting.
Pissed that you're leaving.
You'll be back.
Yeah, they always come back for my pussy in the dark.
So it's morning, and of course, you know how you vacuum in the morning.
Yeah.
That's always polite to do to everybody who's sleeping in the house.
Yeah. Okay, son, I'm gonna okay, adult son in my house. Put your pants on, stop beating off, because I'm going to vacuum your room.
And first of all, I'm going to crack the door and just jam the vacuum in there.
That's how that works also, yeah.
Yeah, just so you know that I'm vacuuming.
Scare any dogs that might be inside.
Yeah. We don't knock in this house. We just crack the door and put the vacuum through.
And then my confusion is, because the plug's not long enough, so she goes to unplug it. Mm-hmm. But it's still working because it sucks her son's face open.
Yeah. I really don't. I felt like they just needed to do this.
They had to have her leave so they could do that. Okay, but like it's a close up of the plug and it's still plugged in. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know why she moved at all.
Yeah.
But so if she were to move to unplug it, she would have stopped the sun being vacuumed.
Was that the brand? Sunbeam? I missed the brand name. Shout out, Sunbeam.
Oh man.
Walmart brand, I think.
Anyway, yeah, eyeball. You vacuumed your son.
Yep, you sucked your son right off.
So Francesca's now leaving Maxie's place, and I don't know when she went home. When did she go home?
You know.
Oh, okay. Well, the good news is Ralph's here. We have never met Ralph before, ever. Ralph is just a guy.
Ralph is Maxie's cousin, if it really mattered.
It doesn't, because they have to literally say it out loud in order. And then also later on when she's being interrogated, and the cop's like, thanks for the list of guys you fucked. Can you just go through this laundry list, this CVS pharmacy receipt long list of guys you plowed, and tell me which ones you think are dangerous?
Well, all of them.
And right away, Max is like, yeah, my cousin could rape and kill, probably.
Yeah, it's not a great sign.
Holy shit.
Really not good for Ralph that he's just outed like that.
Fuck.
That people are talking about him in such a manner.
And then, like, thank God we get introduced to Ralph during this scene between him and Francesca when he's trying to get her to marry him, despite the fact that she's living with another guy.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want anything to do with that. But
his reasoning's pretty solid.
What is it? That they'd be hot? Their kids would be hot? Because that's a creepy thing to say, too.
Nah, TJ broke his bones. He's got weak bones, and I've got strong bones. That's
6-year-old logic.
That's what he says.
A 6-year-old trying to prove to their mom that they like milk a lot.
I'm allowed to have milk. I can have more than one glass. My mom said so. My bones, they're weak.
So when she leaves, because we're going back to the precinct for further interviews, and Ralph is right outside, she doesn't lock her door.
No.
And yet he still has to reach in through the mailbox to unlock it himself by hand.
You know...
Two things with that.
Well,
Ralph, the stalker who's obsessed with you and wants to get married, you don't lock your door in front of him? And then also, apparently, the ghost did.
Well, second of all, you can reach in somebody's mail slot and just pop their door open like that.
That means the latch is too low, guys.
Either
that or he's Mr. Fantastic.
The door handle's in the center of the door.
Fucking Stretch Armstrong. It's one of those latches, like above latches, so you could literally put it anywhere. It's a deadbolt.
It's a fucking Hobbit bullshit door.
Yep, it sure is. Because we needed him to be able to reach with just to the elbow in the mailbox.
What? Like,
try reaching the floor from there.
What? Why would you put a knob in the center of a damn door?
Great questions.
It doesn't make any damn sense.
For my midget son.
How are you opening and closing that door?
I bend over.
You have to.
You got to give the recliner a show.
So yeah, he opens the door, just pops it open, no big deal. Your stalker's just outside your house. You probably shouldn't leave.
Yep.
But that's cool. No big deal.
So, I wanted to, because the reason I pointed out that Francesca does not know TJ is dead yet is because she's going to the precinct to be informed that TJ is dead by being shown a picture of his head in a vacuum. Now, she reacts to this basically the same as if they were to tell her that one of her eyebrows is uneven. That's it. Nothing. Oh, shit, that sucks.
Bummer.
Let's just move right on. There's no tears. There's no, you're not going to like this information from the cops. It's just, look on my laptop at this gross picture of your dead best friend / boyfriend.
Yeah.
Don't you feel emotional about that?
No, you don't.
Not really. Just show me the list of guys I plowed.
Did you kill him?
Really? How is that not the question?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys in your life are suspiciously dying around you, like 3 doors down from you. And they're also leaving you furniture.
Huh. We'd like to ask you a few more questions.
Good, hard-hitting investigative research right here.
Fucking Ralph's up in her business.
Traipsing around the place like he owns it. Changing the batteries in the fire alarm, setting up a new Wi-Fi password, fucking her clothes.
He installs a camera in the fire, and he puts a new camera in the fire alarm.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, because later the landlord for Ralph finds it, and he's all about it.
Yeah. Look at all this footage. We've been doing this for fucking months and months, which means that he just gets in there all the time.
He's more than happy to watch.
Yeah.
So, Ralph is installing cameras. He's worming around in the closet.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to find an outfit to lay out for her.
That's right.
On the bed.
Right. And he puts together a bra and hat combo.
Yeah.
And he puts it on the bed And like, I was just kind of like, what are you doing, man? What are you getting on top of that for?
There's no real way to accurately describe Ralph's thrust method, we'll call it.
Well, it's wild and inaccurate.
It sure is. He starts in a circle, all right? He starts by going in a circle.
The point we're trying to make here is Ralph isn't getting anybody pregnant.
You know in Creep, when fucking Mark Duplass is doing, like, the little hip dance, like, against the door when he first puts on the fucking wolf mask?
Yeah.
This is how Ralph fucks.
Yeah.
What's the shithead wolf's name? Fucking Tiddlywinks?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Snickle Fritz?
I can't remember. We got to watch the second one
It's
still.
something like that, yeah.
So yeah,
this is
Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz, thank you. And then this, while he's fucking a bra and sun hat that match in color, and saying again out loud, "You're Francesca." I don't know who you're trying to convince. This is when, somebody from outside in the hallway just tips the recliner into the room in the background.
It might as well have been a little rascal poking his head around the door.
Best, and then like 4 other ones on top, and possibly like a Looney Tunes.
Exactly. I feel like him getting under the sheet and just gyrating was like a compromise to him, like visibly beating off with the objects.
Yeah, but then he starts like going at it.
Well, I feel like the actor was like, "Look, I'll give you this, but I'm not gonna rub this on my dick.
I'll hot glue this hat."
I've got some dignity.
Also, why does the blanket start off white and then slowly become redder like Francesca's on her period for 3 months at a time?
I have no idea. I didn't notice.
That is a weird pattern. It's like amber.
I did not notice. Maybe it's the cum.
It's the cum and blood. Right.
So he's going full tilt under that blanket, and here comes the chair.
Oh, shit.
He gets bludgeoned. Bludgeons the crap out of him.
Yeah, you don't even get to see it, which is fun. He comes, and then he goes.
He goes out.
To the other side.
Yeah.
What a waste of a kill that we couldn't see. We just not cut to a shot from under the bed, and you just hear a thump.
Oh, yeah. And so what he does
he got hit, like he got lightly tapped by a book.
But instead what it was supposed to be was an iron for clothes being swung. And like...
That's right.
And like... Come on.
It would be louder than that.
Show me the couch doing that.
Yeah.
Show me the couch doing that.
Show me the couch gripping the cord, you know?
Show me the couch doing that.
Now, we don't have the budget for the couch to do fun stuff.
Yeah, we can't. We can only make one couch suit, so...
Yeah. We can really only cut a hole in it and have somebody open it up and down with their hands.
Yeah, and later on tonight, we have a hole for fucking.
That's not the movie, though.
It's got
nothing to do with the movie.
This couch has a second life. So yeah, he gets clunked, which, I mean, show me it. Show me the clunk.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. That's what happens right there.
So then we cut to Gramps having dementia.
Yep.
Because he can't remember fucking Francesca's name worth of shit. So, and his wife is the one who puts it together for him. And then he goes, "This is all too confusing." All right, Gramps, we're going to the home. A name is where you draw the line on hard things to think about. Ah, shit. Can you put your shoes on the right feet?
Gramps, no!
Gramps is done if this is confusing.
Oh my god, fucking... Yeah, I wrote he was like Winnie the Pooh. He's like, fuck it, we'll call Maxie. Oh, bother, call Maxie. Just... Calls Maxie, but it's like, she just said it.
You know?
She just said what Max is gonna say to you. Why don't you just listen to your wife?
Oh, or anyone. I guess Francesca's gone back to Maxie's place, and Maxie needs to go out for some reason that I didn't write down, so I don't remember. Because one really cool thing about this movie is that it's often so boring that you forget immediately what you've seen.
I've actually, I'm reliving the movie. I've forgotten all about it.
Yeah.
I forgot I watched it.
Yes. She has to go meet her grandfather, even though her phone was off and he left a voicemail. She got it immediately and needs to leave.
Yeah. Oh, and also, how's the recliner? Can you go check on the recliner?
Francesca,
Can
while
you
you're
run
on the
by
way,
mine?
I just want to make sure the recliner's okay.
Yeah,
that thing that you left to get away from,
the blood-stained, fucking dirty old recliner that showed up,
that you think is possessed because it moves around.
Yeah, I want to make sure that's okay.
I'd hate for it to be damaged or something,
Is it
or
good?
stolen.
Is it okay though? Is it okay?
And then she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And then she snaps out of it. That makes sense later because now, later on in the movie, let's just buckle up because we learn that she's slowly being possessed by the ghost of her own grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. In a chair.
That's me just tapping my book on my knee here because I really don't care about this movie.
Yep.
So
once again, not at all upset about the fact that TJ's dead.
God damn. Yeah, not even concerned in the slightest. But we do get real concerned about the recliner, which is great. So she goes to check on it. I don't know why. I don't know why she goes to check on it. She could have just been like,
yeah, I'll go, and then
"It's
just
fine.
not go.
The recliner's fine."
Yeah.
I
could see it from the street. You have it against the balcony window.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Francesca leaves the room. She's like, "Hey, it's my sister's birthday, and I need to call her right now."
Sure.
So yeah, absolutely.
You just remembered that.
Cut to cops watching Freddy's blog. And this is when this is when Grapes comes in, and she's like, "Hey, you want to blow off some steam up in my vagina?" Or what? And he's like, "My wife left me and took the kids." Ah, well, you need to just come inside of a vagina. That'll do it. And he's like, nah.
I wish instead she had just said that.
Yeah, I actually still love my wife. This just happened.
Cool, just come over and on and in.
There's only been enough time for my child to make 5 divorced portraits of our family ripped apart. And you're over here throwing your twint at me.
Why did he frame the ripped in half mom and dad and they're both sad picture his kid drew? I want to remember this moment.
I remember that fight at Disney World. That's right. That's how frowny I was.
Holy fuck.
Honest to
that's
God.
exactly how many tears I made my wife create with my words.
Yeah, I know she tried to not cry in the line for Thunder Mountain, but I got her.
All right, Maxie, here's the deal. I know that you've literally probably never heard of any of this in your life because you're like 17 and in a band. But we got a dibbook, and we gotta exercise that shit. Let's sit down at the table and discuss it with both your parents. Not also because it's actually just his boyfriend is voodoo priestess, which means that she's a mail order. Look at the age gap.
No.
Look directly at the age gap.
No.
He went there to build a school and brought her back.
No. Mm-mm.
Why is the framing in this scene so fucking weird? Maxie's parents are literally talking into the camera like they're speaking to me directly.
Because they're explaining to you how a debug works, and they're like, "Hey, listen."
And then you violated the 180-degree rule because it's off-center when they cut back to Maxie every time.
Violated me.
Yes, your eyes.
For making
minimum.
a bad movie.
Yep, that's right.
This movie could have been so much better. Oh my God. So,
this is the Panty Raider.
Yep.
You know?
So, Maxie goes off to go check on the couch after talking to her grandfather about how it's evil. Yep.
Good.
Yes. Indeed good.
So now, I'm scared of the couch. Can I just come over? Yep, sure. That couch is fucking possessed. Yeah, I'm the second person to have said that out loud that you know of.
I'm really worried about the couch. Go check on the couch.
Great.
That couch is evil. Don't go look at the couch. I'm going to go look at the couch.
Also, when he says that... Okay, I'm just going to read it because goddamn. When they sit her down and explain what a dibbock is for the probably first time in her life, the recliner is possessed and your friend is in danger, which is what he says verbatim. Absolutely no urgency whatsoever. He says it as if he's describing a pie recipe that he really wants her to remember because he can't anymore.
Remember it forever.
I'm passing this down to you because I'm going to forget it tomorrow. And then, yeah, so when she goes and checks on the couch, that's when we get to see Ralph disposal.
The best part of the film.
Which, the placement of the garbages and recycling is actually really smart for these people because you could just throw garbage off the balcony.
I would.
Right,
You know
right
I
out of the
would.
bathroom window.
I might even just pee out off the roof.
Yeah, it's going into the garbage area. Who
Yeah.
gives a fuck?
Garbage men come and get it, and if they didn't want to be called that, they'd pick a different career.
So here's why I'm pissed.
Why are you pissed?
Maxie got all the way into the apartment,
Sure did.
walked all the way through the apartment in her shoes, half
Okay.
of which is hardwood.
Yep.
Got all the way to the balcony where she peered out and saw the recliner throwing Ralph's corpse over the guardrail. Stepped on a clothespin and that's what it heard.
It's got selective.
That's what made it turn around.
It's got. Hold on.
The quietest thing in the house.
It's got sectional hearing. That's what it's got. It chooses what to hear and also can be part of a sweet L shape. Up to you.
A sweet hell shape.
But honestly, if this whole movie was just the chair moving when people weren't looking, or like it cut back and forth to like the chair,
It would probably be better.
yeah,
Probably be more fun.
it would be 100% a hilarious movie that I would have loved to watch, because this scene is just it's cutting back and forth between her and the chair is impossibly propping this dead body up,
Yep.
and like using its foot pedal, its footrest to like jam the body upward more,
That's right.
and then it just like dry humps it off
It sure does.
and then
It
it just
violates poor Ralph, man.
she
Gives him a taste of his own medicine.
and then it cuts back to her stepping on the thing, cuts back to the couch, turned around just looking.
Staring at her, not doing nothing.
Love it.
You know?
Love it.
That's fucking hilarious.
Candles still lit in that house too, by the way, even though nobody's there.
Yep.
So
Maxie tries to leave,
Right.
and out of nowhere, a spring slinks all the way around the house to come at the door from the other side and block it.
I hate the spring.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's never actually attached to the chair.
And it doesn't
It changes in size with convenience.
Yeah, you don't get an idea of how long it really can
At
be.
all. It could be. It's probably like a football field. It's just wrapped up.
And like it's not like it's a supernatural couch, it's just possessed.
Yep.
So
It's tethered to couch rules, obviously.
yeah, the couch rules of this plane, you
Although,
can't.
yeah, it's got to manipulate the footrest.
It's not an interdimensional couch.
You know?
Jesus. Just anytime the spring came out, I was like, this is lazy.
I literally wrote, fucking recliner springs reach 30 feet if they need to.
Lazy.
So she dips into the bathroom because she sees the open window and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna fucking jump. Now, you've seen Antichrist, right?
No.
Okay. That movie is about a woman who becomes a nymphomaniac when she loses her son because they leave a window open and the child unsupervised jumps out the window and falls in extremely slow motion because it's Lars von Trier and he needs to make everything artistic.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe gets his dick smushed by a rock in this movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
However, somehow, Maxie jumping out of this window is longer than we have to sit and watch the baby fall in Antichrist. She's staring out that fucking window and climbing out that window for half this movie. It takes forever, dude. And then she
She's
just
like
drops.
dangling. She's
And then,
barely far enough to like hurt her ankles, to be honest.
yep. But she drops all the way into a dumpster and somehow impales her forehead on like a shard of metal.
Yep.
Where'd that come from?
With her feet sticking out just long enough for the lid to close down on it and the couch can see that
Yep.
from the window.
Cool. So the couch is capable of making assumptions because he doesn't check to see if it's dead.
And you think it would just know because it's a ghost? But whatever.
It's fine.
I enjoyed that. That was the part where it reminded me of It Follows, where like the big tall dude's just coming down the hallway.
Yeah.
But it was a big tall couch.
It was because the couch stands up.
Yeah, but in case you were wondering, the couch walks like a person.
Yeah.
But you don't ever get to see it.
Only sometimes. Also,
You just get to see the top part of it be
yeah.
tall.
You get to see it stand because it could be stationary because it's a guy standing with cushions.
Yeah, just cushions
know?
taped to him.
And so the chair then, because, well, Maxie's dealt with and Francesca's alone in a completely different house, I'm going to walk over to the sink and just whisper Valerie because all the plumbing in this place is connected.
Yeah, oh, it's going to go right to the motel.
Perfect. Yeah. Super far away.
Even if it wasn't far away, that's not how pipes work.
No, sure isn't.
You can't put a fucking piece of celery down your pipe and have it clog your neighbor's
No.
drain.
Yeah, it's not Futurama tubes.
Yeah. But it is.
It is with paranormal whispering.
Yeah. So the couch goes, and then for some reason that's Francesca.
Yeah. The subtitles say Valerie. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
at this
yeah.
point, and this is important because I wrote, who the fuck is Valerie? Did the movie forget its own character's name? Because no mention of a Valerie ever up to this point.
Nope. I also had have I been saying the name wrong this entire time?
Yep.
Jesus.
And while that's happening, the inspectors just come right into her house. Not even her house, a motel room. How'd you get the motel room number? How'd you know that she was there?
Well, let me tell ya.
Did you not? Why didn't you knock?
First of all, they say, oh, door was unlocked, so we came right in.
Yeah.
Why is the door unlocked?
At a motel?
Why?
You have 8
motel?
stalkers. You have so many stalkers
Yeah.
that you made a list for the police.
You've got an evil recliner. Why
Also
isn't the door locked?
Yeah.
But no, they come right on in, startle her, causing her to crack her head on the like the cupboard or something. Cause
It was on the tap because she was bent over in the sink.
yeah, she's got her ear to the drain, listening to some
Yeah.
whisper shit. She way, it's not like it said Francesca, so it's not for you.
No.
You're just listening.
Hang up the phone. It's the wrong number.
Yeah. She just. Oh yeah, right. So this fucking inspector, he's doing his job. Every time he comes in, he's like, "I'm just checking to see if you're okay.
Yep.
Are you okay? You're not okay. All right. Well, that's beyond me. Go see a professional."
Also, if Francesca's not okay, the way that she shows it is by going, which I think is a technique that she got from Meryl Streep in, any Meryl Streep movie where her acting's really good. That's how you know it's good acting.
Right.
Is when you when you're upset, clutch your head and hair.
Oh yeah, clutch your head and hair.
Otherwise, I'd have no way of knowing that you're upset.
And if you could just like with your eyes frown, but not your mouth ever.
Maxie's been 2 hours.
It's been 2 hours.
2 fucking hours it's been. Thanks for the heads. Otherwise, I would think it's been 8 days because there's no chronology in this movie at all.
Nope. And
So sick.
the
2 hours is apparently, by the way, just enough time for. That's how long it takes for her to get upset that her friend was supposed to go check on a possessed chair and is now missing. Hour and a half? Nope, not long enough. She's probably fine.
Yeah. 2 hours hits. She's dead.
Yep.
In this time, Grapes does her job, inspects the hell out of her pills.
Yep, sure does.
Snatch right up. What's this for? You don't need to tell me, but you have to tell me.
Also, how long have you taken these? Because we're obviously going to think you're psycho.
Yeah.
Talking
pills?
about, I was just hearing whispering from the drain. Here's my pills.
This explains everything.
You know?
All right, goodbye.
So you're worried about the welfare and safety of your friend. All right, well, let's go to your place where she was supposed to be at, and we'll bring you.
Yeah.
We'll bring you to a potentially unsafe area as police.
Oh, yeah, where the danger is after you. Let's get you as close as we possibly can.
So I don't know what makes them. I don't really know what makes them check the dumpster. I think there's like they're trying to find her, so they call her phone. And her phone rings in the dumpster. This is a really fun part of the movie.
Yeah.
Because the cops go to investigate that, and they pull back a tarp, and they find Ralph. When did he get put under a tarp?
You know.
When did he move over from where he was dropped on the balcony to right beside the dumpster that is right underneath the bathroom window?
Look, the couch had 2 hours.
And then, my final question. Why didn't the police check the dumpster where the ringing was coming from?
Because.
Did you notice that they never check that dumpster?
Yeah, they kind of.
Not once?
They kind of give up looking for her, even though her phone is ringing in that dumpster.
They sure do.
They find that
that
body,
must be
and
nothing.
That's it.
One body's enough.
Yeah.
Fuck the other one.
If we find the other one, it's a crime, but we're focused on this one.
Yeah. So Francesca dips. I don't know why the fuck, in the time it takes her to go all the way downstairs, leave her door, stop on the sidewalk, the cops they've just disappeared for this scene.
They're really inspecting the hell out of that body. That's what they're doing.
8 blocks away? Because they came running and they didn't have enough time to catch her before she drove off. She stood on the sidewalk for like 10 fucking seconds.
Jay, how else was she supposed to get away? Maybe she was psyching them out. Maybe she was like, "I'll be right down," and then they were like, "Oh, you're down," and don't you do it. don't you do it. And she's like, I'm gonna do it. And she does it.
So I thought we were just not ever going to see the two inspectors at this scene and she was going to drive off because she grabbed the keys. I know that she did that.
Right, yeah, because, right.
So I was pissed because I was going to be like, oh, well, then they just disappeared. But nah, it turns out they're just incompetent.
They're definitely, and like, they're on your side a little bit. They're on your side
Until
a little bit.
there's a body.
But yeah, I think you can be like the chair. Just hold up. Let me see the chair.
If we stand and look at this chair for a minute.
Yeah, it's going to do something,
It's going to do fucking something.
And then they're like, what are your pills for, by the way? But
like that dancing frog and the Bugs Bunny shit that only dances when only Bugs is looking.
Right. Exactly that, except it's a chair that kicks its thing out and just injures you.
So now, Francesca, despite fleeing in the night with nothing, has changed and is dressed like one of Charlie's angels.
Nice.
She's wearing completely different fucking clothes when she goes to the cliffside for no reason.
Hell yeah, she is, because she's about to chuck herself off of there for no reason. She goes to a secluded cliffside for some time to herself, and she's standing on the edge. She's going to throw herself over the side.
Yeah.
That's like
she's sad about it.
Why? That you're the creep is dead.
The creep, yeah. So one of a dozen. That's one down. So what we do is we put that recliner in like a locked box.
Yeah.
And then we bring it out when guys come over that stalk me. And we honeypot all of my threats away.
Exactly.
And then we burn the recliner because who the fuck has that in your house?
But
also it's a recliner. In the same way that in It Follows, just go far away. Just go far away for a while and then do it again and again.
People are going to have questions when they see a recliner hobbling. It's not going to go far.
No.
But she doesn't even try and prove her innocence. Her first option is cliffside.
Yeah, flee the scene.
Yeah, there's no I didn't do it. It's straight up, all right, this
Bye.
is it then.
Life over.
If you think I did it, then we're done.
You know how cops never trust young white women? The joke being they always trust young white women.
Yeah. So does this where I think she gets a call from her grandfather?
Yeah, what? She gets a call from Maxie's grandfather.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need to talk. Trust me, I'm a rabbi. Right on the mug.
Yep, that's what it says. And then I wrote,
which is something that it's too close to trust me, I'm a priest.
It's
you know
far
what
enough
I mean?
away. I wrote some Jewish stuff is about to go down when you hear that horn.
Yeah, he plays this fucking traditional horn, the same horn that Gary Oldman plays in the fucking Unborn.
Yeah, it is.
The Ram's horn or whatever. Love this scene because two characters read a historical document aloud to the audience as if any of the information matters. Also, Grandpa Jewish fucks his lines up and they just leave it in.
I didn't notice. I was too busy writing, oh boy, let's listen to grandfather talk about souls and ghosts.
Yeah, he's talking about the history of her fucking ancestors. Like, oh yeah, that's your grandma. Well, here's her husband, and they were like fucking Ed and Lorraine Warrening all over the place, and for some shit, they just want to live again, and so they're inside the recliner somehow for some reason. And also, sometimes it puts itself into other bodies. But while he's doing the whole speech, he stutters like 3 times, and then he resets at the beginning of the word, and they just leave that take. So good. I was like, well, I mean, with the fact that he can't remember her name, might as well just play up the Alzheimer's angle. He also can't read.
Love it.
You know?
So here's the rub.
Sure.
All right.
Better not be any rubbing in this house.
So, Valerie was a lady who killed herself in front of a lady.
Yeah.
And guess what? That made a debuck. Well, I guess when you kill yourself in front of people, you make debucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
They go along the bloodline of the family that they're in, which is the same lore as the Unborn, so it's probably at least somewhat true in Jewish religion.
Yeah.
My favorite part, Gerard's in the recliner, and then he just goes, yep.
Yep.
Literally that is the response to a ghost in a chair. Yep.
Yeah.
And he puts his hands together. Yep.
Yeah.
This is really just an unbelievable shit you're telling me, and we're just right on board.
Oh, you'd better be on board.
Nobody questions the integrity of anything anybody says unless they're on pills in this movie.
And the people who aren't on pills are the ones saying the wildest shit. That's the problem.
The ones with the pills are the ones to be trusted.
Oh, God. So, yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, so things can be debucks? Yes. But there must be something in there that it's clinging to for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder what that could be. This guy was chopped up into tiny bits. And they only found a foot. Huh.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll put their spare souls into the corpse if it's a suitable corpse.
Yeah, and you know how they keep around a lot of spare fucking souls for some reason.
They do. So they need something.
So when this movie started, I was like, okay, so yeah, we've got a child's play situation. His ghost is gonna go in the chair, and it's gonna be an accident. Ha 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 ha.
Tee hee hee.
It's gonna be an evil chair, and then I was like, oh, well, yeah, he's chopped himself up, and he's in that chair.
Yep.
So that's where I was at this point. But
Well, you nailed it.
did I?
Yeah.
Because he's kind of dead in that fucking chair.
That's true.
And so what does the corpse in the chair need to be?
Well, he's literally chopped himself up and is now in the chair.
Yeah, but the debuck made him do it.
That's a weird one, right?
And he's dead in the chair.
You could have just fit yourself in the chair.
And yeah, you couldn't just possess the chair. You had to put the dude in the chair and possess the dude and the chair at the same time, going back and forth depending on who you're listening
how
to.
you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah. So what's the point of having the dude in the chair then?
To have him in the chair. Movie. So that when the cop shows up at the end of the movie, he has a head to shoot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Seems like it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Seems exactly like it.
That was the worst shit. Horrible Photoshop in all these old pictures of like ancestors and stuff. Like the faces aren't even facing the same angle as where the picture was taken. Really liked that.
Yep.
Favorite part of the whole interaction though? So here's the plan, Matt. We're going to take these Dybbuk's. We're going to make 2 boxes. Let's draw it. We're going to make 2 Dybbuk boxes. We're going to put the Dybbuk's inside the boxes. And you wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about unless I didn't put a D in a rectangle for you. And then we're going to burn the boxes. Here's the fire. Solid plan.
I wrote.
Really, I'm glad we brought in the architect for these blueprints.
Yeah, he starts sketching it out like it's gonna be complicated, and it's just 2 rectangles.
Yup, with big D's in them. Good pair of double D's.
Fuck. And then he just blasts the boxes out as if it was gonna take him forever to do.
Yup, and then like the best part's the fucking fire. God, why would you even bother? He was so excited to draw that too.
Yeah. Look, here's the plan. I know your simple brain can't maintain the thoughts to put this together, but you could put a ghost in a box and light that shit on fire.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make 2 ghost boxes.
It only works if I write capital D in there.
Yeah. And just so you know, what's in this box is the D. The D stands for debug.
It does. Yeah. Thank God for the visual aid.
Visual
aids. This is the scene where it's obvious now, if it wasn't before, that Inspector Grape wants some of that Inspector Gravy.
Oh, she wants his gravy on her grapes. That's where she wants him to finish.
Oh my God.
This is where he's like blasting out a couple push-ups while he's looking at pictures of his ex-wife.
Is it the ex-wife or is it Francesca?
I don't know.
Because I think the picture that he's looking at is the one that Frederico had in his house that he was getting his blood all over.
Okay. Well, I mean,
obsession.
While he's doing that, Grapes is just zooming in on his face on an iPad.
Not sure which one of these two is creepier in this case.
And like people walk by and like look in the car, like I think it's like the landlord.
She's there to meet a guy, and he's there.
And he like looks in the window like this must be police stuff, huh?
I'll just leave you to it.
Yeah, I got the keys when you're ready. You finish up. So then we have Francesca having a vision. And her granddad's just blowing this fucking horn like he's a DJ.
Yep.
And like literally, that's the brr, 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 brr. It does that.
It's got it. Yeah.
It does it right there.
Well, make some noise.
This chair ghost with a bloody knife, and she wakes up, mid fit, and granddad's in need of pills.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like trying to remember what I've written as I've
So
What
yeah,
the fuck?
sort of like a voodoo ritual that put Gramps into a coma briefly. Now Francesca gets put into one, and then Gramps in the corner when she wakes up is having a mild heart attack.
Yeah, well, thank God she woke up.
Yeah, it woke up just in time to not be able to do anything about it. He's pointing to the fucking aspirin that saved his life in the past, and she's like, "Oh, I'll take the box. Yeah, you're right," and leaves.
Yeah, I'll go get
And
help.
leaves.
Oh,
Also,
my...
his fucking Dybbuk box, let me tell you, if I had a 5-year-old nephew with cancer, he could do a better job building a box than this.
Are you sure it slots together so nicely?
4 wood screws, and you know that the holes are pre-drilled because the drill is operating backwards. And then the door doesn't even shut all the way. It's slightly ajar. The fucking Dybbuk's gonna get right out of there.
That or flies are gonna get in.
Yep.
But it's just gonna be pissed off.
Plenty of them.
You're making it worse. So yeah, we're
on the topic of the dude doing the fucking push-ups and staring at a picture of her. Yeah, every guy is obsessed with her. We get it. The spirit of her witch grandmother just slings cunt in her aura all day.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is what's happening.
You know?
All right. So we're with Gravy and we're interrogating one of Frederico's friends.
I wrote, Francesca gets a taste of the Jewish experience. For some reason.
They go to a fucking Jewish Olive Garden or something? Good lord.
I think it was the dimensional trance.
This is the guy. He's like, hey, did you cut off this guy's legs?
Yeah.
And for what reason? And he's like, I don't know why I did it, but I did it.
It's weird that he shows up and just goes, well, he asked me to.
Yeah.
That's cool with you guys, right? Like the mutilation of a body. Like I can just do that if he writes down on a notepad that it's cool.
Yeah. If
his Moleskine.
he signed it. It's legal. I don't know why he would ever admit to that. I don't know why he ever stuck around. But yeah, he's like, the less I know, the better. Maybe just don't cut off people's legs.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do that.
Probably, I don't know. It doesn't matter how many times they say please.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like the less you know, the better isn't going to hold up in court, you know? Yeah, you want me to cut his legs off? I didn't ask why.
How about, why are you volunteering to do this?
I just really wanted to cut some legs off. I got a new saw. And he's a vet too. That's the best part. He's like, I assumed he would go to I left him alive. I assumed he'd go to the hospital.
Oh yeah, you're only a veterinarian.
Yeah. He stitched him up or something. So we're checking out Ralph's apartment. And it's got a clear view of Francesca's apartment.
Yeah, and it also has months and months, if not years, of archived camera footage from inside her apartment.
Oh yeah. And then, like, obviously...
In that footage, however, thank God he was recording.
Oh, and he really did... If he didn't record, this movie would have no ending and we'd still be watching it today.
We would never ever see a chair being blown by a gust of wind in a drafty apartment. Like, Taps sees that footage and goes, that's nothing.
Yeah, I didn't hear a single whisper.
And but these people are like, oh shit, the recliner is possessed, isn't it? Because it moved a couple inches in a circle, swiveled, like they do.
I'll believe anything once I see it on film.
Fuck.
Oh, God. Frederico's desperate to cut his legs off, apparently, so...
Yes.
That's all it takes.
That's true.
We're cutting back and forth between the investigators investigating right now.
Yeah, that, and then, Francesca trying to fight with the recliner.
Yep.
Just comes home, and let me tell you, if you have a Dybbuk, right, and you need it to get in a box, I don't think telling it with a stern voice is a very convincing method.
Yeah, I don't think demanding it be in a box... When it's
like,
just
I'm in a
fine
chair.
where it is.
This is way better.
Yeah.
I can sit.
I'm
It's not cramped.
I'm not cramped in that box. I'm not going to burn.
I don't feel like an Iraqi POW.
Oof. So yeah, I don't know why she, like, I think the box, like, she throws the box on the ground and the chair shuffles into it.
It's like the reverse of Brad Pitt in Seven. She wants something in the box, not to know what's in it.
I don't know about the box. And so they're just kicking it around, and I think eventually the chair's just like, no.
Yeah, it says no.
Well, all right.
Sick.
That's not consent. Put your box away.
I'm not getting anywhere near your box.
The one inspector...
Start with a massage.
The one inspector who's watching the shit on tape, she She runs off.
Yeah.
She knows.
She knows a secret.
And then the landlord's like, wait a minute now.
I'd like to watch this recliner move more.
He fucking slides right in, locks in with a smile on his face.
Good God. I'm so happy a stranger put these cameras up on my property. I'm not going to do anything about them.
Hot. Instead of doing the plan,
Yeah.
well, we're just going to say fuck it and throw gasoline all over the place.
Yeah, everywhere in my apartment. Not
Myself-
just on the very flammable fabric. I'm going to get it on me. I'm going to get it on the floor, walls, and then every time we cut back and forth, I'm going to switch hand positions on the gas can.
Yeah. It's a heavy gas can. You can't just bear the weight with one arm.
Sick. Now, a lot of things in this movie, I'm just gonna come out and say it because I don't have the brain power to explain what I'm trying to talk about. Francesca literally like tries 8 matches and the recliner blows every single one of them out
It does.
with its mouth.
It does.
She didn't learn the first time.
Just hold it a little bit away.
Yeah, throw it from across the room
Hold it up.
so that you don't also burst into flames. Also, when she lit the match, she didn't immediately burst into flames.
She's definitely covered in gasoline. The first thing
Her
she
hair
does,
is soaked like she just got out of the shower from gasoline.
she dumps it on the chair and then herself.
Yep. We're all going down.
I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I definitely saw her do it and they didn't do a retake. So
For fuck's
here we
sake.
are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she lit so many fucking matches. That's all the matches.
And then we cut back to the guy who cut the legs off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says the dumbest line. Well, I mean, that's a tough one. That's a high bar for this movie.
Yeah, it is.
But my point is, okay, this Frederico called a guy over for the express purpose of cutting his legs off. And he does it. And then his first thought afterward was, this would probably fit in a recliner. Because that's what he says to the cop.
Yeah.
It looked like, and you know, if I had to guess why he asked me to do that, it was so he could fit in a chair better.
You know, he's always talking about fitting in that chair.
Fucking, where the fuck did you pull that out of, Sherlock?
Is it really worth it to cut your legs off to get in this chair?
Get a bigger chair.
She's not going to be happy to find out you're in the chair.
It's not great, no.
Once you get in there, you're really going to have to explain, hey, wait, whoa, now let's hear me out. Like, it's just not going to be pleasant for anybody.
Fuck.
So, after the couch blows out all the matches, this is when it goes into
Just
people
holding him
mode.
up menacingly, just over and over again.
Yeah, lips pursed, just,
There's even like a little pause. He's like, watch what I'm going to do next.
yeah. Ah, you've lit a match again. Well, let me bust this one out.
Gotcha, didn't I?
Bitch. Fuck. So, it goes into people mode, like an Autobot.
It does.
Just like stands straight up.
That's what I'm talking about. And it's as tall as a person, so Frederico didn't need to cut anything off.
Yeah. And you can see, like, we get a shot from the inside of the couch where you can see, like, flesh looking through the buttonholes.
Yeah.
By the way, like, you look at those buttons and you can see inside of them.
It's almost as if the person who made this movie wanted that to be like an impossible to guess twist.
Yeah.
Because you don't see the inside of the couch, and then when you do see the inside, there's flesh in it. But that's after the guy who's being interrogated makes that offhand comment about how you fit in it.
Yeah.
But like any competent person who didn't have AIDS in their brain would have been able to figure that out like half an hour ago.
It was my second guess.
Yeah, beginning of the movie, your guess.
If he wasn't doing also like a ritual while he was cutting off his legs,
You know?
I just would have been like he's putting him in the couch.
Yep.
But you did the ritual, so
They go to all the trouble of having the couch in the scene with the legs getting cut off.
yeah. No. He's just in there.
Fuck.
So, yeah, at no point did anybody like get it close enough to these buttons just to look in and see another person looking back at them.
Yeah, or the soul's trapped therein, like happens later. So she's being advanced on, and then a cop shows up out of nowhere. This is Gravy, and he shows up with a gun, and it's like, all right, fucking let's put a couple in this.
Yeah.
So the top half falls down, and then you just see it. Even if we like, you can't guess that it's Frederico without knowing that it is, because for some reason he's got no face.
Right.
Where's his face, and why is it gone?
I was like, did they modify his face so that like his eyes are wider to match the buttons? But
Maybe.
like no, like that's no.
There's no reason for him to have a peeled off face.
Unless he wanted to get as close to the eye holes as possible. Like,
I got
his
nothing
nose is
for
in
that.
the way. I don't know.
And then yeah, he gets shot in the head, and then it turns into a tiny volcano. And then that's the red herring end of the movie, because then she goes into the bathroom, and I hate this.
I hate it
for a bunch of reasons.
Yep.
Because the Dybbuk is just in the fucking closet in the bathroom, and it's a woman for no reason that we've never met before. Also, you hear police sirens arriving because they've called for backup or just heard the gunshots, but the siren light is inside the room. It's supposed to be coming through the window, but it's just a red and blue strobe light rather, inside the room. You can tell because you can see where the light's coming from. And also, it doesn't change in intensity, and the sirens do.
Well, that's not good, Jay.
None of that was good for me.
This whole film wasn't good.
Yeah, nope.
So I just hated this whole thing because Francesca, she runs to go get her fucking pills.
Yeah, the pills, that's what it was.
Which she spills.
She spills her pills.
She spills
it
her
gives
pills
her chills.
to spill her pills.
Yeah.
And then her Uncle Phil's comes by and he's like, "You spills the pills? For reals?" So I don't know if these pills were like to stop her from seeing her dead
Is
ghost.
that what that was supposed to be in the closet?
I don't know. Jay, I don't know.
And then during this scene, we have a throwaway line about how, like, yeah, sometimes it'll float around waiting for something to possess. Oh, okay, so you just after the fact explained what I saw that confused me? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So Dybbuk could just do whatever?
Sure can.
Dybbuk can
No
just do
problem.
whatever they want? They just do whatever...
No problem
They
with
can
that.
possess something. They don't have to possess something. Dead, alive. It just doesn't fucking matter. It's a scary thing.
That's right. All this.
It's a thing to be scared of. So
She comes out of the bathroom and she's just, she's a little bit shaken up, but she's seemingly doing a bad job of being possessed. But I would argue she's doing a pretty good job of being possessed.
we got just in case you were wondering, she is possessed because
Yes.
we did get a scene of her feet sticking out of a room that was
That's
full
right.
of lights.
That's right. That's how that works.
Yeah. You don't get to see it, but you see it. You see enough of it to know.
Assume she's getting her face sucked like TJ did.
And then there's like a fine like haze in the room that nobody explains or asks questions about as she exits.
That's right.
Like, did you just hit the vape in there? It's cool. You can do that. We're cops. We're inspectors. We're not cops. We don't care.
No,
You know?
they don't get. Yeah, we're less competent.
Yeah, less competent. And here comes Maxie. Despite the huge shard of glass in her head, she's just fine.
Pulls herself out of a dumpster. Like there's metal in her brain. Waltzes into the crime scene like that, and basically she gets the tone of, "Oh, where have you been?"
Yeah.
Like somebody who was a little bit too long at the store.
Oh, Moy. You could hang your coats right here on my forehead if you
Sure
like.
could. And then she's just like, "What happened in here? What happened in here? What happened to you?"
Yeah. Where have you been and how did that happen to you?
Explanations, please.
I mean, you can look at what happened in here and pretty much guess there was a man in the couch.
But fucking Gravy just saunters over and says, "Are you okay?" End of scene. That's it.
Yep.
Sick. And then, fuck the end of this movie, honestly. All right? Fuck the whole end of this movie.
Are you sure?
I don't even give a shit about the rest of my notes.
Okay. Well, here, let me power through this.
Yep, let's go.
So Inspector Grapes gets a call. The body's been dead for weeks.
Yeah. The body in the recliner. The body of Frederico.
Yeah, so
did they think that, so because Gravy shot it, even though it already had no face, that it was alive at that point?
I think we were under the impression that it might have been alive. So obviously the Dybbuk has just been up in its guts.
Yeah, right in
mucking
those
around.
guts.
He's dead for weeks, but moving around because he's possessed. Okay,
How about
cool.
this?
But his body hasn't rotted. It's all right.
How about this, though?
Sure. How about it?
Frederico interrogated the guy who cut his legs off about the dead body. They also established that it's Frederico inside the chair. So both cops knew how long the body had been dead for because they knew who was the body. It's not a different one.
I'm not going to say anything.
There's not too many Fredericos traipsing around.
I've got nothing to say. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of Fredericos in New Zealand. You don't know.
They already knew he was in it.
They already knew.
I'm upset.
So, yeah, this is where we get this weird fucking explanation where they're just like, stuff can happen and that's that. We don't get whatever we want to happen has happened. You should be afraid of it. It's
Case in point. Cut to Francesca and Gravy having a nice dinner with wine at home.
Yep.
And they just let her keep the chair. They just let her keep the chair that had a body in it.
Man, it's really no big deal in New Zealand. And I believe the catchphrase is no worries, but that's Australia.
Not a single worry. Certainly not about good police work.
No, we definitely don't.
We're not going to worry about that.
We pulled the corpse out. The chairs, it's not going to be comfortable to sit in. But you can keep it.
Cut to Maxie's grandfather, basically on his deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Maxie? When her grandfather's dying of old and fat? Where's she at?
Well, she's being creepy and peering in through a window.
Cool. Why?
Because I mean, obviously Francesca's possessed by this debuck, and Officer Gravy is fallen into its trance, so he's got to die.
Yes, he does.
So that the soul in the chair can come out and possess his body, and they can be together forever.
That's right.
These two ghosts.
Well, that's the movie, though. Also,
Yeah.
Dibbuks aren't love demons.
Are you sure?
It's 100% grudge and vengeance. Like,
either way.
so yeah,
End of film. It ends with we see what's her face's Francesca's soul fluttering around.
Maxie waits until Gravy and Francesca leave so that she could break into the house for some fucking reason. And then while she's in there, she's looking at the button, and Francesca falls away like an X-Files intro graphic.
She sure does.
And then the movie is over, and I promptly write on my page here 1 out of 10. And I'll tell you why.
Yep.
Because it was going to be a 2, maybe even a 3, because the idea of a killer sofa. And so I was gonna give it a higher rating just by virtue of that alone. But then they ruined their own killer sofa.
They sure did.
So 1.
0.5.
Yep.
I was gonna give it a 1, and you did. I'm like, well, I want to give it a worse one. 0.5.
I want to give it a worse than 1.
The 0.5 they had was for the scene where the couch threw the guy over the edge.
Yep. Or like the fact that it talks like a Muppet. I'm fine with that.
And any of the 0.5 was for any of the funny that could have happened.
And that's about 0.5 is about how much funny is in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Terrible film.
Horrible. Not even worth watching for the laughs because there's none.
Watch the trailer.
There's not one. There's half of one.
I'm sorry the trailer is so long. It's probably a minute and a half.
Better than the movie, though.
Watch the trailer.
You'll be more entertained than the movie it's about.
It's very misleading, so you can remember it as something good and not... And, like, honestly, this movie did deserve a half shitty Mike podcast, half good Mike podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Well, pick the best one to fuck up.
Yep. Thanks, program that records it.
Program that has the audacity to malfunction.
Oh, I can't believe.
Because it's called Audacity.
And I plugged in it's a webcam.
Suck dick. Why would you assume that?
Why would anybody
Why would you default to that ever?
You should know what I've got plugged in. You know what I've got plugged in,
right?
buddy. Anyway.
Rank them in descending order of quality and start with the top.
So, from here on out, we will be doing a better job.
Yeah.
Or
at least trying our damnedest.
Yeah. And I apologize. But I do have some movies for you to pick.
Yeah, you do. I want to know what they are.
So I think I did a pretty good job of keeping it pretty good.
Okay.
So
did I thought the same. And then this happened, okay?
1 or 2 of these is on par with what you've brought me. I'm not going to lie to you. But it should be good.
Yep. As long as they're funny, okay? Be funny if you're trying to be funny. That's all I'm saying.
This one I might be shooting myself in the foot for. This first one. Household items, Jay.
Halloween 3.
Okay. The second one is Hiding in Plain Sight.
Okay.
The third one is Unmasking because I feel like this one had a pretty good unmasking scene. That was my favorite part of the movie, was when you saw his rotten face. that was that. I was like, oh wow.
That was your
They're not even gonna tiptoe around it. It's just a dead guy in a couch.
His rotten face. Well, fucking let's go hiding. Oh, there's more.
There's a fourth one.
More. Okay.
Because there's an obligatory fourth one.
Okay.
Debunk.
Oh.
Debunk.
Which would probably be the possession. Let's go hiding in plain sight.
Okay.
And now you made a face.
What?
That indicates that I might not be happy having said that.
Well, no, I think you're gonna be happy having said that.
Okay.
We're getting it out of the way. Like,
Oh.
I'm gonna need everybody just to free up all of their time next week. If you've got time that's not free,
Fucking.
this is not gonna...
Take off the chains.
Yup. This is not the week for you.
Give it a sock.
Look, we're gonna be watching the remake of It, the first half.
Literally just watched this yesterday, so that's hilarious.
Amazing.
All right.
Because, dude's hiding in plain sight the entire film.
Here's my 2 sentences or less. Don't worry, there's not a child orgy in it.
Hey, pre-warning, it doesn't end like the book does.
No. Where they save the day by fucking in the sewer.
Dirty raw dog. Fucking in a sewer.
Kids.
All right, so for household items,
Yep.
you skipped over Evil Bong,
Damn it.
right? And that's probably not a household item.
It is these days.
It is in this house.
Yeah.
And yet, Unmasking was Friday the 13th.
I knew it.
It's the third one in particular.
Where you see his gross worm face?
No,
Probably?
you see it's still a lumpy human face. But
Okay.
but they've got him strung up, and I'm pretty sure it's the scene. They're like, oh, and he's just like pulls his mask up to show him how
Look at
fucking
this!
dumb he looks.
How's this for ya?
Look at that! And he puts the mask back down.
How dumb he looks.
And then you were right, possession for Debunk.
There's only so many Dybbuk specific
Debunk.
movies. We've already done The Unborn, and The Possession is the other one that comes to mind immediately.
Yeah, it was. Look, I'm not gonna lie. One I wrote down, and I'm like, Evil Bong and this, we can't have two dumb ones. There's a found footage movie called The Book Box.
Oh, I've not seen it. It's good to know that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Based on your tone, it's probably bad.
Mm-hmm. The trailer for it is half titles. And it's a found footage of a guy opening a Dybbuk box for a YouTube. It's okay, don't die.
For a YouTube video, I have a Dybbuk.
Well, that's the podcast.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you enjoyed at least most of it.
Yeah.
Like
we'll talk. Yeah. If you didn't enjoy that 45-minute section, I understand.
there's at least 2 hours of that for you to enjoy.
Get stoked.
All right.
Grindhousemovie.club.
Sometimes we make boo-boos.
It's not even it's not even a killer sofa. It's a killer demon inside of a sofa.
By the way, it's not a sofa. It's a fucking recliner.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Way different things. You're sitting on a sofa.
That's
I'm sitting
right.
on a chair.
Yes.
Not e-
Now your differentiation there being one seat cushion.
Yes.
Okay. And because I agree.
Yeah. Technically, you're on a love seat. A sofa should be 3.
Well, these Kiwis got different names for everything, and they're all wrong.
They're all wrong. Fucking kiwis. By the way, have you ever seen a kiwi? They're terrifying.
Like the fruit or the bird?
The bird. The fruit's disgusting.
First of all, wrong.
No, the inside of the fruit delicious. The outside is a testicle.
That's true.
It presents as a testicle. What's inside?
A dark-skinned testicle.
Yeah.
You know.
It's definitely tanned.
And also, like,
sun.
It's got Botox because there's not a wrinkle in sight on that bag.
Unless you leave it out for a little bit.
Unless it dries out.
Oh, no, it just becomes a bag, you know?
Fuck.
But it is furry for some fucking reason.
And no, because kiwi birds they're just long-beaked rats.
They also scream.
So I'm sure that's true.
They scream.
Well, don't step on them. They're flightless.
Don't be near them at night.
They have to dig holes for their eggs.
Is that true?
Yes.
Shit.
That's why they're endangered. Also,
Should
when
people
people
be
colonized
stepping?
New Zealand, they brought a bunch of dogs, and the dogs were like, "What's this? Food on the ground?"
God damn.
You know?
Oh my God! Please don't tell me.
Well, they ate them.
Well, no, but the people who brought the dogs were they? They weren't.
I don't know what they were. I assume white.
No!